Kérnék szépen, hogy ne nyúljatok a dobozokhoz, másfél perc lesz a kiválasztása, azonnal jelezzük, hogy ha lehet választani közülük.
Please once again watch boxes. We will have a minute and a half to decide which puzzles you are going to complete. Thank you.
Szép jó napot kívánok mindenkinek, ez az első puzzle Európa bajnokság második napja. Egy történelmi nap, hiszen a mai napon két döntőt is rendezünk egyéni, illetve páros versenyszámban.
Good morning, everyone. The second day of the European Jigsaw Puzzle Championship. Today we are writing history. I mean, you are writing history. The first group is going to be a team qualifier where you will need to complete 2 puzzles in 3 hours.
Előbb azonban a csapat selejtező következik.
Do that, I'm off.
Szabályok legfontosabb pontjait. Kérjük szépen mindenkit, hogy némítsa le a telefonját.
Let's quickly run through the rules. First of all, I'm asking everybody to put their cell phones on mute.
4 darab 1000 darabos Ravensburger kirakó van előttetek, ebből 2-t kell kiválasztani.
You can see 4 1,000-piece Ravensburger puzzles on the tables, but you will only have to...
Good morning and welcome to day 2 of the European Jigsaw Puzzle Championship. I am Fruge Wilhelm as yesterday, and today I am joined by S.J. Bodell from the UK.
Yes, good morning.
And yes, we are starting with the team competitions. This is going to be Group A that is being briefed by the hosts of the event. So yes, they are getting all the instructions of what to do with the boxes. They have already seen what the puzzles are, so obviously the planning is very much underway already. Yes, we're going to be showing the puzzles to you very soon as well, so they're making plans. But once the competition starts, they're actually going to have a minute and a half still to discuss. And after that, puzzling is going to start.
I'm so excited.
Yes. How has the competition been so far for you?
Interesting. I believe yesterday in my Group A that I had the fastest time I've ever had in a competition. I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure it's my fastest time in a competition, and I did not expect that. I'm not normally a great individual puzzler. I'm
Yes.
much better at pairs and teams, but so that was a surprise, and then pairs was a bit of a letdown after that. I didn't do so well at that, but I'm having a great time. I think it's being so well run. Everyone from the UK is having a wonderful time. So yeah,
Great.
all good.
That is so great to hear. Like the atmosphere has been amazing here in the hall, and I have been hearing from multiple people that they had a personal best on the puzzle that they got in their group. I do think that the puzzles and the images were very much suited for competitions like this, so they were actual speed puzzles. And so far, like, you can already see like a sneak peek of what the puzzles are, but those are also pretty good. So I kind of have a rough idea of what each team, what almost all the teams are going to pick,
Yes.
I think. And yes, good morning to everyone checking in already. There's a lot of viewers already commenting and saying good morning. Yeah, you can already make your guesses or tell us who you're supporting very much. So yeah, let's have a discussion. Yes, the instructions are still being handed out.
Yes.
And yeah, the atmosphere seems to be great. Like the team event is really, I think, more about the party for most participants.
Yeah.
I would say that there's like, yeah, obviously like 10, 15 teams that are here for like really the competition, but otherwise it's mostly a party.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can do their own individual puzzling or pairs much more easily, but because 4 people is harder to get together, that this sometimes is the only time they get to do a 4-person event. So it is kind of like just let's try, let's have fun, let's go do it, and not worry too much. So.
Yes, exactly. And also, it was possible today, and it's still going to be possible in the next round as well, to like spontaneously sign up.
Yes.
So there are people who are just getting together literally now, randomly, because they just want to participate in puzzling. So there are teams who literally just find out about each other. They probably don't know each other. So there's some spontaneous teams joining in, and if you're still in the Budapest area, you can come out here and still sign up for the Group B if you want to. So that is going to be also possible. But there are also some really hardcore teams here that are going to be most probably extremely fast. So it's going to be exciting to see them work together as well. Yes.
I can see table 1 out of the corner of my eye, the Czech puzzle queens, and I'm just so excited they're so close to us.
Oh yes, they have actually got the silver medal in last year's World Championships. They are definitely in for a fast time, but there are some other really hardcore teams that are going to most probably try and get as close as possible or even faster.
Oh, seeing everyone wave at the camera.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Nice.
Is there any special team that you are rooting for in this group? Is there a UK team maybe?
There is a UK team, so I'll say shout out to them. I can't remember what table number they're at, but let's see, it's Aaron and Vix and Hev and Manisha are puzzling this morning from the UK, so go UK.
Yes, just a little special cheer for the UK team then. Yes, we are most probably going to see them on camera, so then we can give like a little extra love for them in the stream as well. But yes, we get some very happy waves from people, and we can see that the puzzles have already been chosen and people are already standing up to get ready, so the countdown is going to go on very, very soon. But first, a big cheer for the helpers who are volunteering the entire weekend. They have been doing a stellar job. And the countdown is coming.
És akkor jövünk a visszaszámlálással, tényleg jó versenyzés mindenkinek. 10 másodperc, és már is számolunk vissza.
We're going to start the countdown.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, puzzle.
And we're on. We can already see that a lot of people have chosen this puzzle, which is indeed, I think, a very good choice for a team puzzle.
Yep.
It is, I can never remember, Dominic Davison,
Oh.
the artist that we know pretty well already. Like, we can see this puzzle pop up at a lot of tables. And there's another, I think it's actually also a Dominic Davison, which is a seaside landscape kind of image with boats and a nice gradient sky, which is also a very good choice for a team puzzle. I think this can be divided up very well. There is one puzzle that I have heard actually from one of the UK team being said that goes immediately into the bin, in that it's not going to be chosen, and it's this one. And yeah, in a small image you can see why, I think. Even with just us showing it up into like the camera in the small screen, it's super busy, full of dogs. I personally have wanted to get this puzzle for about a year, so I'm actually very happy that this is here. This is a super fun puzzle, but yeah, it's a challenge for a team, so most probably we're not going to see this one being done too much. And then the last one is, I think, on your side. which is I think also a Dominic Davidson, or
It is Howard Robinson.
Howard Robinson then. Yeah, yes, very similar style. It is a cottage with like a lot of flowers, like a nice big chunk of green grass. There's also like a big sign on the side, or well, a lot of like text,
Words, yeah.
which I think is also quite nice to do. Probably that's like at least 2 lines of pieces, which is probably pretty good.
I find some people really struggle with text and puzzles. Some people are very good at it, but some people really struggle. So it depends on the puzzler probably if this is good or bad.
Yes, but that is why it is good that we have 4 people.
Yes.
So there might be someone who can actually just work on this section along with probably the sky, and then you can like divide the image into like very good sections, so that you can part as well. So that's also quite good for a team.
The main thing that jumps out to me as maybe a downside is that the roof feels maybe a little difficult for some puzzlers to differentiate which side of the roof is which.
Especially with like the awnings and the windows
window.
that are in there, so like of which window goes where. But this is still a good choice as
Yeah.
well. But the most popular is definitely this one, the one with the seaside road, Seaview Lane. That is.
Very nice.
So we do see like yes, 2 sides of buildings and a big pavement in the middle with some people. So there's a little bit of busyness in the middle for like whichever puzzler like that. And there's also a slight gradient as a sky. So this can also be divided very well. And yes, this is sitting on many of the tables at the moment. So it's a first choice puzzle as well. It will probably also go quick. I would even estimate that this might be done by some of the teams in just over 30 minutes, 30,
Yes.
35 minutes. So this is going to definitely be fast. And then all the others are also pretty doable. Like they might be a little bit more challenging than this one.
Yeah, I think, that's for sure the easiest. I'm dying to see if anyone did choose Dean McAdam, just
Yeah.
out of curiosity.
I really want to see as well. It would be a very daring choice. But yeah, it is a super fun puzzle, I must say.
I mean, it's super cute. I would do it, just not in this competition. Probably.
Yes, all of the Dean McAdam images are this super busy and has some very caricaturistic elements in it. This one as well, like all of the dogs look incredibly funky. I especially like the bulldog with the glasses
On a surfboard, yeah.
with the surfboard of all things. But yeah, this is just super busy. So in a team, it's very hard to tackle, I think, because everyone just has to do like tiny things. There's no big chunk that you can just like distribute out to someone. But so far, I'm not seeing it on any of the tables.
Oh.
It was a pretty good bet that no one is going to choose this one.
Yeah, I think, it'll be hotly fought over afterwards which team member takes it home with them.
Oh,
That's
yes.
Probably. gonna
Yes.
happen.
And then this is the last one that is also on some tables already. I think either this is the first choice and then the street is the second, or the street is the first choice and then probably followed by this one. And yes, this is more like a seaside scenery. I think it might be Greece actually. Yes, grandiose Greece.
Yeah, yeah.
Because of the white buildings. There's some boats in the front that have like very strong colors. There's this gradient sky that can be like very much the taste for someone.
Yeah.
I
And,
think.
the mountains, but not too many mountains, not too much mountains.
Yes, but those are also like quite well connected to each other, so
Exactly.
that's a good big chunk.
Yeah.
Also, this water can be just like handed out to one of the team members to
Yes.
be done. So like
Easy to pick
this
out.
exactly this complete right side.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the little busy section here for the busy
And
puzzlers.
the flowers as well. I like it when there's very distinct flowers. You know, it's just here. That's where the pink ones are, and it's easy. You can take those and do them quickly.
Yes, exactly. Which ones would you choose?
Well, for sure, the Dominic Davidson Seaside one. That's a no-brainer. I think number 2, though, I would probably go for the other Seaside Greek one.
Yeah.
It's just too good. It's got all the elements that are so easily practiced at home, I think, and easy to choose. Like, this is what I do, this is what you do, and break it up. So yeah.
Exactly, and that is what you are looking for in a team puzzle, so that you can divide it very well. Because otherwise, you just have like 8 hands just like hitting each other, like fighting over the little section. And there's one with the dogs.
Oh, my goodness.
There's a team that did choose it.
oh gosh, what table 52 I think it was. That's so interesting. We'll see how they do. I mean, it could be. I know some teams at Worlds will specifically choose harder puzzles because they know they're a good team, and it's like, well, let's just practice the hard ones and
Let's
we'll
just
do
show
better
off.
in the final. Yeah.
And yes, just to answer the question that we have received, yes, we actually have not mentioned that. It is to do 2 puzzles in 3 hours. So it's a 3-hour time limit for 2 puzzles that they are going to have to pick. Yes, so this is the first puzzle that everyone is working on. It's also a very, very fun thing to see when the teams switch.
Yes.
Once one puzzle. Yes, it is very nice to see like the choreography. And we're going to take a look at some of the shirts that we see around here, because a lot of the teams actually dress up just to like show that they belong together. And I think that's a very fun and funky element of like every single team competition.
Yeah.
There are sometimes really fun costumes involved.
Oh.
That's actually Puzzle Garden, and I have heard from a lot of competitors that they are going to this shop after the competition today
too.
or tomorrow.
I'm going
You as
tomorrow.
well?
Yeah.
I haven't been yet. I have visited the shop before, but like a year ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, it is just a shop specifically for puzzles.
I love you just know the creativity that goes in some of these shirts that have been designed, and it's just so much fun to do that part of it, I think.
Exactly. Yeah, the Czech Puzzle Queens we know very, very well. They are the silver medalist world championship team from 2024. And then this is Puzzle Merle. Merle from Germany.
Yes. Yeah. She's so sweet. She's my friend. I think she's wonderful.
She is indeed wonderful. I know her a little bit as well.
Yeah.
And then one Hungarian team. And here we have the polished finished team. Yes, a special shout out to Vesna. This is actually a team that is made up of, as you can probably guess, 2 Polish and 2 Finnish participants. They found each other online just to participate. And then, of course, also an association T-shirt and lightly puzzled here. I think she is from Norway, if I remember correctly.
She's a very good puzzler, Lina Beata. I think when I watched the Norwegian Championship in her qualification round, she won by such a margin in her qualification round. I will always remember that. She's so good.
And obviously we have some mascots here again. It's just fun to look at all the little toys and like trinkets that people bring with them as like good luck charms. And of course we can't miss the unicorns. We have talked a little bit with Anami yesterday about who the unicorns are and how they end up with her. And also like that little plush toy of the cat with which is Patrick's.
Ah.
A crochet koala. One is cuter than the other.
I remember seeing the mascots yesterday when I was seeing the stream here in the venue, and there was one sheep that I kept seeing over and over again, and it was lying on its side, and I thought, oh, it's so sweet. It's just there.
Yeah, we actually thought that mascot was actually just taking a closer look at the puzzle, just to like look into the piece a little bit. Yes, they are just adorable. It's fun to see what kind of things people bring with them for like good luck or just like a little bit of motivation. And also some people use it as like, I don't know, it's an IT term, I think, to have like a duck sitting on top of your screen, I think.
Okay.
Just so when you're like programming or something and you're stuck, you try to explain it to the duck.
Oh yeah.
Because then you kind of like get focused on what you're doing, and apparently that helps. So some people use these mascots exactly for that, so that you actually talk to the mascot while you're puzzling.
Yes.
And we actually have a question. If the other team the other team round is going to do the same puzzles, but no, we have a lot of variety. It's actually going to be 4 other puzzles. So this is only for this round.
Yeah.
And the other round can be very jealous of them, I think.
I'm in Group B later, so I'm just like, oh man, I wish I were here doing this. But who knows? Our puzzles might be even better. So yeah.
Who knows? I would kind of think that they would choose something similar. I actually don't know. so I'm also not allowed to see the puzzles. I'm also surprised.
Okay.
Every
All a
time.
mystery until the last minute.
Yes, exactly. It's kept very, very secret. I can actually tell you behind the scenes that like on the side of the hall there's like a big storage unit, and there's one key to that, and one person has that one key for it.
I like that.
So nobody can really go in without permission. And yes, that's where the puzzles are kept. It's like a vault.
Okay, cool. Let's. I've hoping one day I could organize a puzzle competition. So I'm always like trying to find out how people do it. So that's really interesting.
Yes, I have organized a competition before, and it was like obviously a smaller event, and there we of course it was a way smaller hall as well, and it was literally just like this one back room,
Oh.
and it was rented out. It's kind of like a community house of like they organize sometimes like board game events and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that's what they were prepared for. And then I was like, can I bring the puzzles like a couple of days before the competition just to like store them at the place? And they were like, yeah, sure. And then I turn up with the car with all these puzzles, and then the guy just stands there, and with every single piece. With every single box that I start bringing in, he's like, "Oh my God, is there still more?" And there we see like a lost puzzle piece.
Oh no.
This is actually one thing that is very practical in teams. Since there's 4 people, I don't know if you do this with your team, but we actually have a runner designated that like at the end where there's about 10, 15 pieces left, that one person stops puzzling and goes around the table actually to take a look if there's a piece anywhere.
Okay.
So just to avoid stuff like this, because they are going to be looking for that piece
Yes,
at the
they
end.
will.
But
Yeah, I think that and just getting ready, the switchover, I think, is between the first box and the second box. You need someone designated to know who's doing that.
There's always a choreography.
Yeah.
So like I don't know how you do that, but for us there's like one person who starts folding,
Yeah.
then they start pushing, and then there's the person on the other side sitting with the box already.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yes.
Fun.
That is one very fun thing. And then in marathons, we actually have we had one person sitting next to us who was not puzzling at all. It was one of the boyfriends of one of the participants, and he was just sitting there, just taking it away from us, and then actually arranging it back into the box so that it like doesn't like lose pieces and stuff like that.
nice.
But yes, you kind of have to come up with a choreography, and most of the more professional teams probably have one that is like well practiced where you really don't have to even think about it.
Yeah.
But I would also assume that some of the teams are just going to like, go with the flow.
Yeah. Wing it.
Especially those that just got together. We are seeing some incredible progress though already for a lot of teams. Here, the majority of the edge is already done, and they are working from the right side in. And then here we see a bit of the sky being formed. They have also like divided the puzzle. It's also very well sorted if you look at it.
Yeah, I think it's really pretty actually when you see like the colors all being brought together like that. Just even before they're assembled, it's its own sort of art.
Yes. I would go so far and say that I think only one table chose the dog puzzle.
It's the only one we've seen.
Because we don't see any of that anywhere else. It's mostly the beach side, but also this one. And now we see the cottage again.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting. Yeah, okay, so these are Austrians, I believe.
They're actually from, I think so.
I think, at least the chap I remember from yesterday is Austrian. Oh,
They're from
Spanish,
Spain.
Yeah. The man standing up lives in the UK. He is
okay.
Spanish, but he's lives in the UK, so I know him a little bit now.
The only reason that I spotted them is because of the association shirt.
Yeah.
Yes, and then this is definitely someone from Germany in the team.
Yes.
But I actually can't exactly tell what country they are representing this time. It's also hard to tell with teams because we do see sometimes the table numbers, but then you don't like. It's hard to also like find out who each individual people are. Like if you think about it, just having like 50 tables, that quick math.
Yeah.
50 times 4.
200.
That's about 200 people just sitting there.
Yeah.
It's a big crowd. Here you can also see that it's one table per team, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's these chairs are interesting. I was just noticing them yesterday during competition. They are probably my favorite chairs I've ever had in a competition because
really?
they're solid. They move where you want them to, but they're not too big. They don't they're perfect.
Oh yes. Well, they are just these office chairs, I think. Not even really office chairs because they don't have the wheels, but like this is what you would use
Just
at
a
like.
basic thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but good, solid.
Yes, very good. Here we see the Dutchy team. And they are also progressing incredibly fast. Like that green thing on the on the seaside street that's already completely done, and it's just forming. So they have built the edge, and they're just building from like each element that they can put together.
Pop around like that. There we go. I'm so excited because it's only 16 minutes in. So, like you were saying, roughly 30 minutes, I think we will see the first finished puzzle. Yeah.
Most probably, yes. And they are going to be among one of the first puzzle teams because they are going fast.
Yes.
They're also regular visitors at marathons. We have met each other at a marathon before.
Okay.
Yeah, there you had 10 hours to complete, I think, 13 puzzles, ranging from 500 to 1,500.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just stormed through all of them.
Oh. Well, how do you find puzzling as a team for 500? Because that is like my nightmare. 8 arms on top of 500 pieces is just too
Yes.
little. Yeah.
It's very, very hard, and in some competitions it sometimes almost feels like you want to take 2 people out of the puzzling,
Yeah.
and they just maybe like sort for the
Yes.
2 that are actually
The
just
arms
doing
out.
it, because it's just too many hands and the image is too small for it, so there's not enough room. But it has been happening at more and more national championships that just to like save time and space, I guess, it's 1,000-piece puzzle and the 500-piece puzzle together. How was it at the UK nationals?
We did not have teams.
You did not have
I know,
teams.
I'm so sad about it because teams is my favorite event. But hopefully next year we will have it. But it was just, I think, timing wise, it wouldn't work. And it was our first like proper nationals. So well, yeah,
Yes.
we're getting off the ground.
How was it though? Like I have seen some of like the of the coverage of it on social media, but like how was the competition for the first UK championship?
I think there were so many positives. I think us having unpublished puzzles was
Yes.
by far the best thing about it. Actually, I think that is such a special thing. Like here, obviously, yes, have unpublished puzzles if you can. I think it just levels the playing ground, and no one can like be disadvantaged or over advantaged. It's just everyone gets the same puzzle at the same time that they've never seen before. So that was fantastic. And then yeah, just in general, I think bringing everyone together and doing it. You know, we've had a British championship for 12 years or something, but it's just not the same as like a really well organized event like we now have. So yeah.
Well, what was it like before then? So what was
So-
the change?
So the longer existing one, it's still going. It's just changed its name. It's in a part of England called Newmarket, and it is organized as a fundraiser for a church in Newmarket, and it is sponsored by Gibson's. It's 1,000 pieces. And all 3 categories happen at the same time with the same puzzle. So it is like a much shorter, just one go kind of event. Whereas nationals obviously had individual and pairs, different puzzles, and hopefully next year teams, and unpublished, and it's Ravensburger instead of Gibson's. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of also a step up from Gibson's to Ravensburger because like I have had a little bit of experience with Gibson's, and especially the 500 is
500.
extremely mixed. Like
Yeah.
either it's very, very good or it's really, really bad. I think
Yeah.
one of the worst puzzles that I have ever got, like quality wise, was a 500 one.
Yeah, well, I think two things I know about Gibson's, because their headquarters is very near to where I live, so I've been to their headquarters. 2 things I know about them is they have 2 different factories where they make puzzles. So one is in the UK and one is in the Netherlands, and I think one of them is better than the other. I don't know which one is the good one and not good one. So there is a difference in quality there. But the other thing I know about them from experience is that they're really helpful with their support. So if you have a problem with the quality, if you just email them, they will sort it out for you, send you a new puzzle, do something to make it right. And I really appreciate that about Gibson's. But I agree, the 500s are iffy. I've had trouble with them as well.
Exactly.
Thousands are better though, so.
Yeah, the 1000s are definitely better. Ooh, and someone's making a time lapse. Those are also really, really cool when someone does that at a competition. I kind of
Yeah.
like that when you see like a camera being attached to the table, because afterwards it looks so cool.
Yeah, it's I just I wish I had the I don't know, the organization to be able to do something like that, because I'm just hanging on doing the puzzles and that's all I can manage.
Yeah, mostly. It's hard to like actually focus on it, and also like you just need to be tech savvy enough.
Yeah.
Like it's not that hard to actually have like a tripod that is standing there and
Yeah.
with your phone in it. But like my biggest problem is usually that I don't have storage anymore.
Oh, me too.
So like right in the middle of the time lapse, it like cuts and and the phone is gone.
Oh no. Oh, yeah, I've been recently trying to offload my 22,000 puzzle photos. Too many.
Yes, exactly. That's probably something that everybody is guilty of.
Yeah.
Progress is being made everywhere. Here we can also see like the edge being formed, but also the bottom flowers are already forming there. That's already complete. We're going to have to find out which team this is. They have actually already bought the shirt. This is from the event. I just realized. I also kind of like these national shirts that some people are wearing. I have seen the Finnish walking around
Yes.
in like almost like a uniform.
Yeah.
But especially the Norwegians have like this very professional looking one, like the sports material and everything.
Yeah. It reminds me, my all-time favorite puzzling outfit is there's an American team like Sarah Schuler and her team that have this sort of baseball looking top that says USA, and it's so cute, and
yes.
I want one.
Well, the USA shirts are always really good, but like you can't beat the Americans with T-shirts because it's just kind of like
Yeah.
they're like the
thing.
T-shirt capital.
Yeah.
Yeah, but some of these shirts are incredibly creative. I like them very much. And then some teams go as far as like putting something on their heads. Like there was a German team that was wearing like frog ears
Oh, right.
or like frog eyes on their heads.
That's so cute.
Yes.
I'm excited for my team's T-shirts. One of our teammates designed. It's a really funny, cute image. So we'll have those later. But yeah.
We're going to keep an eye out for it. The French team was doing very well there as well. Also, the picture is starting to come together on many tables already, and we're only 23 minutes in. So it's going fast. We're also like taking some little peeks on at like the super fast tables, which are right next to us, and yeah, there the majority of the picture is actually already done.
Yeah, I'm
It's
very impressed.
Yeah, they are probably going to be done in somewhere about 30 minutes.
Yeah. Soon.
That's my guess for like the first finisher puzzle. It's also incredible that like in a team competition they are doing different puzzles, but like they're still competing against each other.
Yeah.
In the same way. So like in a way like your puzzle selection like influences so much what placement you're going to get,
Yeah.
which is also slightly stressful.
Yeah. I think at Worlds, my team, we had such a, I would say, if I'm honest, an unhappy semifinal or preliminary round last year because I think mainly of our puzzle choice. So we just made the wrong choices, and we spent the entire time being quite unhappy about it.
Yeah.
But the final was chosen for us, like here it will be, and we just got on with it, and we're much happier in the final. So
Yes, it does take like a load off you once it's just a puzzle, and then you know that everyone is going to have the same struggles.
yeah.
And here we see the Pistagoras team. You might recognize Jörn Schreiber from yesterday, who was co-hosting one of the rounds. They are also working pretty fast.
Yeah.
There, the picture is coming together as well. And here we already see the sky.
Oh, wow,
Oh,
look at
that's
that.
the roof.
That is so fun to see.
That's also a very good use of a puzzle board. Like it's way more common to use boards in teams, and
Yes.
especially because even though like it's a pretty big table, I think it's still not always enough for 1,000 pieces and 4 people. So it is good to have a board because like you might also do this, that you just sometimes take the board into your lap and start puzzling on there so that
Yes.
everyone else can do something on the table.
I've done that, yeah.
And then you can also way more easily move things around.
Exactly, yeah.
Just to like insert like that entire roof, you can just like slip it into the
Yeah.
into the picture at one point.
That's so such a good point about it's always ideal to build where it will belong eventually. So like that roof, it would be great if you could just lean over and do that. And if you're by yourself, obviously you can. But when there's 6 other arms, it's ideal to move it over here and do it where it's not in the way. And
Yes,
put it in
so that
later.
everybody else can work on
Yep.
whatever else is in the picture. There might be one person who is working in the image, but everybody else is like doing something else and only like move things in once they are really done.
My favorite example of that was my team at Worlds 2 years ago. We had the Gauguin painting in the final, and there's a dog, quite a very obvious orange dog, big at the bottom. And my teammate just took all those pieces, and like we didn't see her for like 20 minutes, and she came back with a dog.
Yeah, that's also one fun element of the team puzzles, in that especially if you have a busy one and you have to choose it
Yeah.
because that's the only one. But even with like a puzzle like this, you might have a section of the puzzle that you don't even know exists.
Yes.
Because it's somebody else that does it for you.
Yeah.
And yes, the Czech team is speeding through here.
Golly, look at that.
It's pretty much, I would say at least 2/3 of the puzzle is already done.
Yeah.
So that's going to be in the next 5-6 minutes. I would say it's going to be done.
I'm gonna guess 32 minutes and 10 seconds.
I also guess somewhere around there, maybe 33 minutes maximum, and then they can switch to the next one.
Yeah. What is?
It also seems like they are way more done than everybody else. So like they're very far ahead compared to
Yeah.
everyone.
They're showing us just how good they are and why they're the silver medalists.
Yes, exactly. It's all very, very experienced puzzlers as well. 2 of them have been on a podium today, yesterday, I think,
Yeah.
in pairs. It's hard to remember the results at some point, but they are definitely up there. So they always end up somewhere close in the top 10. So yes, when 4 of those people get together, that's a killing
Yeah.
team.
Magic.
And especially some people get way more fast in a team
Yes.
than individually. So like even though someone might be a pretty average puzzler
Yeah.
alone, in a team they might actually fly because they have other people to sort out things that otherwise they would struggle with.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my experience. I'm a mediocre puzzler by myself. I'm much better as a pair, and even much better as a team. There's just something, I would say, there's that advantage that you're describing, but also for me, I'm a competitive person, and if I'm by myself, I don't feel the competition on me so much. But if there's someone there taking my pieces, I'm like, no, I'm gonna go faster. I'm gonna go faster. So
Yes, exactly. And one of my things in the team is that I like to switch around things. So like we do sometimes like switch places as well. Of like I can't do this anymore. Just someone take over, and
Yeah.
then we like run around the table if we have the space for it. There are of course times when you just can't do it, but you can just say that like I can't do this now. Someone take it from me.
Yeah.
And move it to somebody else. Ideally, everyone can do everything, but that's I think not the case.
no, yeah. Even actually the strongest puzzlers who get together, there will always be something that one of them will say, "You do it."
Yes. The Swedish team is also closing in on the boat puzzle.
See,
Yeah.
this is one thing I really like about this format is because you can choose which order you do it in here. It means we'll see. They might be even faster at the second puzzle they do than everyone else who does it. You never know.
Yeah, they might gain a lot of advantage compared to the previous one.
Get the hard one out of the way. Some people prefer that, or the easier one to give them momentum into the second one. There's lots of theories I think people have about how to tackle.
I think in a couple of minutes we're going to have a lot of finishes or a lot of puzzle switches coming up because people are closing in on the boats. Also, this Swiss team, well, half Swiss because there's 2 Swiss and 2 Germans in this team. They are also making incredible progress on the cottage here.
Yeah.
So yes, very soon we're going to have like a flow of people switching puzzles because people are getting very, very close to finishing here.
So exciting.
And especially, it's always hard to tell how much it's going to be because you see that a very big chunk of the puzzle is still missing. And if you think individually, this would take at least half an hour still.
Oh, yeah, at
Maybe.
least. Yeah.
If for an average puzzler, like an above average, it might take like 20 minutes. Or
yeah.
so. But for 4 people, that's not that much. If you like divide the piece count even between the people, they don't have to do that much anymore.
Yeah.
And once there's a lot of the image being done, it also goes quicker because you like have reference to go to.
Yeah. I'm
This is-
fascinated by this.
This is also a good solution because they literally divided the puzzle into two pieces. So there's one person working on just the one side, and the other three are working on like the, I think, more challenging part.
If it was me, I would want those two big islands joined sooner than later because it just makes life easier
Yeah.
to place more pieces.
It does make life a little difficult though that they have the pieces right in the middle.
yeah.
So they have to kind of close everything up before unifying the pieces or unifying the two sides.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they're going to have to like move around, and that
That's not a
actually
good-
costs a
yeah.
lot of time.
Yep.
Especially in such a close competition, because we have a lot of top teams that are going to be extremely quick, and
Yeah.
and in some cases we have a switch in the meantime at the Czech team.
Yes.
We don't have that
Czechs
on
are done.
camera at the moment.
Oh, I was off. About 30 seconds off, I think.
Yes, but almost. So under 32 minutes the first puzzle is done, and the Czech puzzle teams are moving on to their second puzzle.
Goodness.
They are now starting on the second
So
puzzle, and I want to
elegant.
see. They actually picked the dogs. We're going to see them just now. They actually picked the dog puzzle.
I love this.
Yeah, that's just showing off here now.
Oh my goodness, they're gonna make us all think, well, it was easy all along, isn't it? The,
Yeah.
the dogs.
Also, I like how Marketa was like having a little smile there. Just yeah, it's actually really interesting that they picked this one. I would have assumed that they would go for something way quicker, because I still would say that even them, they can do the other puzzles way quicker than this one.
Yeah. Well, and I keep in mind that this is a pretty long day for competing. There's the individual and the pairs later today. If it was me, I would want to rest as much as possible.
Yes. But then there are some teams that literally leave the playing field and they just go and like
Yes.
puzzle something else, so just to kill time before they
That's
actually
true.
have to do something else. Like
I'm a rester.
I have also seen some of these teams like actually do the next two puzzles as
Oh,
well.
wow. Oh,
Yeah.
well, why not? You know, they're there.
Yes. The Hungarian team that I'm thinking of all of a sudden is going to be competing in the next round, but that's something that they have been doing at like most of the Hungarian competitions.
Oh, okay.
Especially because like the competition in Hungary that was in March, for example, there the team competition is actually 4 hours, and there's a break in the middle because there's a lot of beginners
Okay.
and just casual puzzlers who just get together, and then they're like 3 hours is way too much, and like 4 hours especially without a break. But then that's a long time for a team that can do two puzzles in an hour.
Yep.
And so they actually just stay seated at their table and they just complete the next two
Yeah, that
as
makes
well.
sense,
And
yeah.
then they still have 2 hours to kill. But yes, the Finnish team is also closing up on the very first puzzle.
Doing great.
French team as well. We are seeing a lot of first puzzles being done. So there's a lot of switches.
This is good.
Norway. It is also fun to see like all the gaps here of like what kind of colors stay for the very end.
Exactly. And how many have the same gaps?
Yes. Even though here the sky is completely done, and then they chose to do, well, pretty much the buildings as last, I think, as far as I can see. That's the building part that they are working on now.
That is interesting. I would have thought, for me, I would have done it sooner. Probably.
I think
yeah.
it's tricky because the pieces probably blend in a little bit more. That has like a way more muted color than everything else in the puzzle. So
Yeah.
that is something that can blend in together in the middle within each other. So
Okay.
they literally could just finish and then wave to each other and then hug and be happy about their result.
Well, I have a story about this team. We're saying the Swedish team. One of them's not wearing the trademark yellow Swedish shirt because her luggage got lost by the airline.
Oh no!
So hopefully she'll get it later today.
Oh, no.
But it went on holiday to Bilbao in Spain.
Oh no!
That's Ida, by the way.
Yes. And then somebody in the comments mentions the same thing that you have said as well, that the Czech team probably chose the difficult puzzle just for practice. But yeah, there are teams that can afford to like
Yeah.
practice in a competition.
I wish I was one of them.
Yeah, everybody wishes they were.
Yeah.
I would still go for the easy one and then just continue with the hard one later.
Yeah.
It also depends very much on the team because if it's made up of like 3 people that are good with like gradients and like big chunks of color, then and one person who does like the busy parts, then a puzzle like that is just not beneficial for the team either.
I agree.
But yeah, there are also just these all-rounder teams, like the Czech team. Pretty much whatever they get, they're going to do it quickly.
God.
And then Sweden is ready to switch.
Yay!
Switch. And yes, it's logged. And yes, they close it up.
Beautiful.
And there you go, you can see the switch. It's always so fun to see.
It
It's
is.
kind of the best part of the entire competition. At least of the team. And which one did they choose? The cottage, right?
I couldn't see. We'll find out. Yeah, Pistagoras getting close.
Yes, exactly. Only a couple of pieces left. I would say maybe a minute and a half, 2, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
Finnish team closing up. Ready for the switch? Almost. And done.
I'm lucky I've competed with 2 of the members on their team.
Ah, Emilia, right?
Yeah, both Amelias I've competed with.
Ah, cool. Where?
So Amelia Lieberman and I got to do pairs and teams at the Swedish Nationals this year. And Amelia Korhonen and I were teammates for 2 years at Worlds. So
Ah, really cool.
yeah.
And then this year at Worlds?
I'm not going to Worlds
You're
this
not
year.
going to Worlds this year.
I've been 4 years in a row. I'm taking a break.
Yeah. Also going to Valladolid 4 times, 4 times in a row. It's
It's a lot. That's one reason I was just saying to someone yesterday, this was perfect timing for the European Championship to come this year, because it's the year I decided not to go to Worlds, but I could still have like a summer trip somewhere to puzzle, and it's somewhere I've never been before, so I'm super excited
Very good.
to be here.
yes. And how have you been enjoying Budapest so far?
I haven't seen much yet 'cause I got in late on Thursday night.
Oh yes, you also had something with the airport. Did you lose something in the airport?
I lost my passport, you guys. I got it back quickly, thank goodness. But yeah, I went to the airport, had some trouble checking my bag, and that threw me off, and I left my passport at the check-in desk. Got through security, realized I didn't have it, but security helped me get it from the check-in desk. So
That was actually so nice of them.
it was super nice. I thought for sure, oh no, someone's just thrown it away or something. But I got
Oh,
it.
and the Hungarian team is about to finish as well.
Hooray!
Hooray! A special love for this team as well. I know Vicky, obviously,
Yes.
who is also puzzling in there at the moment, but I also know the other girls. So yeah, there's a little special cheer from the streaming studio here.
Well, I felt some special stuff going around. Yesterday, I shared my individual table with Tekla.
Yes.
And I thought, oh, she's like, because she's so loved and on home turf, I could feel like more energy around the table because of that. So,
yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, you actually got a hug from her afterwards,
Yes,
right?
Yeah. She's lovely.
Yes, and there's actually an interesting question that I think we have talked about yesterday a little bit, but it's actually more appropriate today, of like why it's Ravensburger puzzles for this round and not Treffel like for individuals and pairs, and it's actually mostly distribution issues. Well, not exactly issues, but it's more about like how distribution of puzzles works in Hungary. Yeah, Treffel is a sponsor that has been working with the Hungarian Association for years now. So they definitely wanted to work with Treffel, but there's also not that many puzzles available. That's the one thing.
Yeah.
And then the other is that there's actually no Hungarian Ravensburger, so you only have a shop that is distributing Ravensburgers, so they actually import it from somewhere else.
Okay.
And so that's why in the end they ended up having Ravensburger. It's mostly just, organizational. But it's also not exactly coming from Ravensburger. It's a Hungarian company that is mostly a toy store
Okay.
that is distributing Ravensburger here.
Yeah.
So they are also partly sponsors of the competition.
I think that is an interesting thing about the UK's situation, because we have our own catalog and Ravensburger UK. We are lucky that we can get our own unpublished puzzles for our competition, but even just if we go visit and to another national competition, they're often using the British catalog.
Yes.
Because they're not available in that country to make it an even playing field. So it's
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah, and also like the UK puzzles are just fun to do. Like it's also very different types compared
Yes.
to like the sometimes boring European puzzles because it's a lot of landscapes, it's a lot of photos, and it's like yeah, it's good for like yeah, a casual puzzle, but not really for speed puzzling.
Yeah.
But like the UK puzzles are a little bit more fun, just like these as well. Most of I think these are all UK puzzles, right?
Yeah, I think Dean McAdam, that might be
Dean McAdam is
US,
American.
but the rest I believe are British. Yeah. Uh,
Yes. Yeah, also the puzzles at the UK Nationals, they were just fun. Like
Yeah.
teacups are just adorable.
yeah.
Yeah.
The artists were there, so it was. That's another thing. We have so many British artists that, for the UK catalog, but even other catalogs that we have a richness of artists in the UK.
Yes. It's always very, very fun to get the artists over as well because it's super interesting to hear how they put together a picture specifically for a puzzle.
Yeah.
Ooh, and we can see some results here already.
Amazing! Look at that.
Yeah, there are 5 teams so far that are finished with the first puzzle, which is quite nice. And yes, all of them under 40 minutes. So there's now a little bit of a gap, and then here we have now a Norwegian team that is done with their first puzzle.
Interesting. Yeah. So then, yeah, the order that they're done in, if people are mostly choosing the same 2 puzzles, the order they're done in might come into play closer to the end of the second puzzle. People can gain back time if they did the slower one first, so
Yes.
they might switch places.
Exactly. It still might change. So just because they did their puzzle in this order for the first one, they might still be in further up or down based on like what puzzle they do for the second one.
And I'm really interested because the Czech Puzzle Queens have chosen the dogs. I think they had about a 4-minute gap before the next team finished their first puzzle. Is 4 minutes enough to keep them in the lead?
For
even with
for
the
someone to
dogs?
actually make up to them.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we're going to have to see. But we can already see which puzzles they have chosen as their second one. So those have already been logged. So you can't once you have chosen the second puzzle, you can't change. So even if you chose the 2 puzzles that you're going to do in the beginning, and you're in the middle of the first puzzle, and you're like, okay, this is not going to work. We have to switch for the second one. Yeah, you can't actually do it. And you also can't switch in the middle. That's actually pretty interesting. That like you have to finish the first puzzle, or you have to break it down completely and start from scratch. So that's also not exactly ideal.
It's the sort of thing an inexperienced team can be caught out by that if they've not read the rules, because they might start and say, oh, never mind that, but then they think they can put it to the side and start another one on top of it or whatever, but you can't.
Yes. Even though I don't think I have ever seen anyone do that. Like
I've
go in a
heard
team.
of people doing it. I haven't seen it though.
Heard of it. I have never seen a team say like, no, we're just going to switch. Let's stop this. Like people do like go through with it.
I think something like European Championship, probably most people here are experienced enough or puzzling with others who are experienced enough that it would never cross their mind to do it.
Yeah.
But I've heard of in some place like early days Worlds, I believe there was something like that.
Yes. Ooh, and I see like one comment that says like the UK has a lot of 4x500 collections, which are good to import. And yes, that is actually true. I have a lot of those.
Yes.
Yeah, because you get 4 puzzles in one.
It's those are well fun. Yeah, I enjoy those.
Yes.
Gibson's has those as well. Actually, I think those tend to be better than the individual 500.
Yes, they are. They are. I have a couple of those as well. And the Swiss team is done with the first puzzle.
Yeah.
They seemed very happy. There was like a little cheer in the middle. And there you go. It's done. Second puzzle, cottage. Oops.
Oh, I've had that happen. Pieces
Oh no,
on the floor.
the top is gone. But that's it. And then the cottage was the first one. I think the second one was the seaside, but I didn't exactly see that. Ooh, they're very pink. It's Finland and Poland. Did I see correctly?
I don't know.
And the Dutchy team is changing. Yes, we are having more and more teams finish their first puzzles. So far, there's 10 teams that I see in the results that are done. which is quite a nice number. It's just 45 minutes
Yeah,
in.
it's very impressive.
And there is a 3-hour time limit, so we're still going to see a lot of things happen.
Yeah,
Which puzzle did they choose? I actually missed it.
I'm having trouble seeing some of the choices. Just too many bodies
Yes.
puzzling.
There's just too many people.
Yeah.
Yeah, the seaside is almost done here as well. No, this is a Polish team. But there is Finland on her back.
Yeah. I mean, is
Fine.
Tactic, I think they're a Finnish brand maybe. So maybe they're sponsored by Tactic.
Could be. I'm actually wondering when that's going to start. That like companies sponsor competitors to go to events,
Yeah.
and how that is actually going to like cause conflicts. Because if you think about it, if
Yeah.
there's a different brand that is sponsoring someone, go to an event sponsored by Ravensburger,
Yeah.
for example, if there's going to be like a difference in those,
We'll see.
we're going to
I
have to see.
think it's going to happen. Yeah.
The more professional the sport goes, the more of that we're going to see.
Yeah.
Because I do think that brands are starting to discover that there is like a market here,
Yeah.
or like a very special specified market.
It's interesting. I work with a British brand as an ambassador for them. That I did say when they asked me to be an ambassador, I said, "Oh well, I do speed puzzling events, and if you ever just want to, not asking for like money or sponsorship in that way, but if you just want to give me a T-shirt that has your logo, I will wear it." And they're like, "Oh well, you know," they they didn't know really. They're not familiar with this world, I think.
Yeah.
So they didn't take me up on that offer.
Yes. Well, there is one brand, I'm not going to say which one, but I know that they are not very interested in speed puzzling in general.
Ooh,
So like there is a big need for their puzzles. People like them and they are very gladly used.
Yes.
But they have a pretty small catalog. And even if there's someone that goes up to them and is in contact with them and says that like there's actually we would love to have more of your puzzles at competitions, and they're like, yeah, we're not interested in doing that.
I think I know which company you mean, and that's really interesting. I didn't realize that, but I'm not surprised.
Yes. So it also depends on the brand, because some of the puzzle brands I think go into the direction of like relaxing, and
Yeah.
it's like zen, and you can like, yeah, it's a free time activity where you are calm, and then if that is their entire marketing campaign, and then all of a sudden you have speed puzzling, which is everything but that, then it doesn't fit their profile in a
that makes
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, it's a completely new thing, and in my personal view, like the more companies jump on it, the better.
Yeah.
Because it's also like it's for this competition as well. It was very nice to have Treffel, I think. Like I enjoyed the brand as well,
Yeah.
and it's just a little bit of variety.
I have said that since the moment I found out truffle was being used here. I said I'm so happy. It's just it takes some of the fun out of it to always just know there's one catalog, one brand. But if there's variety, it is so much more fun, and you just it makes it much more enjoyable from my point of view.
Yes, exactly. Also because it's a completely different piece cut compared to like the well-known ones.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, the people that actually learn the piece cut, there was a little happy dance there. So like people that actually learn the piece cuts, they're thrown off a little
Yeah.
bit. So there's actually that advantage taken away from people, which is also, I think, good, because it again levels the playing field. We're going to see another puzzle finished here very, very soon of the street. They are merging puzzles on the board now. And I actually always find it very interesting what color they use, because it's also a very, very personal thing of what you like, of whether it's a dark color or a light color. There's even people who have double-sided boards, just so that like they can switch depending on what tone the puzzle has. But like I don't know what it is for you, but like on black boards I can't see anything. It doesn't matter what color it is. I can't see the pieces.
Yeah, that's interesting. I have double-sided black and white, and my teammate does as well, boards that I agree. I almost always use the white side. I've only used black for like really white sky. That does stand out on the black, but otherwise I probably just prefer the white.
Yeah, because like in the black, even if it's a light colored puzzle, all of a sudden like the pieces just blend together, like they seem way too similar for my eyes. So like I can't really use a blackboard. But I think that's yeah, as I said, it's super personal. But that's why I think our team usually has about 6 or 7 boards, depending on who likes what.
I just want to comment on the hair clip that the lady in pink is wearing. I need that. I love that.
Well, was it also puzzle
It's
shaped?
puzzle pieces, yeah.
Ah,
It's
yeah.
perfect. I have to find it.
I was looking at the leggings. That's
Those
what
are
I
good
like
too.
more. Yeah, it's all the puzzle clothing. Yes, there it is. Oh,
yeah.
now I see better. Yes, that looks good.
Good.
It's all these fun little details. Also the puzzle necklace.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all dressed up accordingly.
Amazing.
I actually don't know if responding to the question, if the Golden State Puzzlers are sponsored by Cobble Hill. I have no idea.
Very possibly, I would say. I remember Yvonne Voigt, who's American, was sponsored at U.S. Nationals 2 years ago. I can't remember by who. It might have been Cobble Hill, but I just thought, oh, that's interesting. You know, so there's little sponsorships, but they were not a sponsor of the competition, so there's no conflict. But yeah, it's going to happen more and more, I think.
Yeah. Well, also it's nice because you get people that are kind of ambassadors for brands.
Yeah.
Like ever since I got into puzzling, I have learned about so many brands that I don't think I
Yeah.
would have otherwise found.
So that's my kind of every year I tell myself I'm going to try, so many new brands this year. And, so for like my birthday this year, I asked my partner to buy me some from a brand that I can't get easily. And it was just a big stack of sunshine puzzles. So that was nice.
Ooh, Sunshine's Puzzles is adorable.
Yeah.
I actually just recently had like a big package from Sunshine Puzzles because they had that special sale
Yes,
for a
yeah,
while.
yeah.
Yeah, I got one. Unfortunately, I had like a complete puzzle stop of not buying puzzle, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, I had to like kind of make an exception there because like I like their puzzles very much as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're good.
What do we mean by knowing the piece cut? Well, that's pretty much there are people who can learn the shape because especially the Ravensburger puzzles, but I think all of the other brands as well. They have like these presses, the way that the puzzles are made.
Yeah.
And there's like I think a finite number of like forms that they can do. So like all the puzzles are done by those, and if you do enough of the puzzles, at one point you start recognizing a piece,
Yeah.
not by what is on the image, but literally of where the piece goes in the picture. So you don't even really have to look at the picture, but you can just know what shape it is.
Yeah, I'm not great at that, but I would say with Ravensburger 500, there's about 4 pieces in a puzzle that I just know bottom left, or sometimes you get it flipped.
Yeah.
It'll be top right, but it's still by that point
You know it's going to go somewhere to one of the edges. I also have like maybe 4 or 5 pieces that I kind of recognize if I see them. But yeah, so these piece cuts vary brand by brand, obviously, and yeah. So the more variety in it, the better, because then it's if you don't know the piece cut at all, then you're back to like actually having to puzzle the picture.
Yeah, I think even if you are someone who has so much free time, you can just puzzle all day, every day. There's too many brands and too many cuts to become an expert at all of them. And therefore, if we have more variety of brands at competitions, it takes away that advantage of someone who does Ravensburger all day long, every day.
Yeah, I would actually get bored with it at one point.
Yeah.
And there actually the question that we see kind of ties in with that of like whether you do puzzles multiple times. Yeah, it also depends on person to person. Like I have been asking a lot of people about it as well, and most of them say that like they do a puzzle like 2 or 3 times at most, and even then they like leave pauses in between of like a month, 2 months or something, so that you actually see if you remember, like you try to forget the puzzle and then to kind of make it more genuine.
Yeah.
But so that you don't just do it from memory, but like I actually get bored of a puzzle
Yeah.
quickly.
I'm not someone who it's rare that I do something over and over. It's usually only the Speed Puzzle Pals challenges on Instagram and things
Oh
like
yeah.
that. I do those sometimes.
Even with those, like those challenges are literally of like you can do a puzzle as many times as you want. You just want to shrink down your time as much as you can. So
Yeah.
like at one point you really just puzzle from memory,
Yeah.
which yeah, once it's fun, but then there are people who do a puzzle like 16 times, and I'm like, I can't do that. There's no way I can do that.
The only thing I think like I appreciate having done it was the very first time I did a puzzle over and over again. I think it was the London postcard 3 years ago. I did it over and over again just to see how fast I could go and just feel what it's like to do like a 35-minute puzzle.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, it's good to try out once or twice because like then you really feel that you can like physically do it.
Exactly. It unlocks something in you, I think.
Yeah, even though I don't really think it makes you faster or
No.
on any other puzzle really. So it you still have to just keep doing puzzles.
Yep, I agree.
But mostly the way it goes in my house is that like I get a puzzle, I do it once, then a couple of months break, then I do it a second time, and then I try to sell it
Yeah.
mostly, or or give it away or swap or anything. But like. Yeah, I don't really do them more than once. The only puzzles that I have done multiple times are really the ones that are like very close to my heart. Mostly puzzles from my childhood.
Oh, that's nice.
Like I have an old old Ravensburger, which is like I think 300 pieces. Jungle Book.
Oh.
It is from 1995.
Okay.
And I have done that puzzle. I don't know, like as a child, like non-stop. And that's a puzzle that I used to do with my father a lot of times. So that's like. Yeah, it's a
special.
special little puzzle
Yeah.
that I still do sometimes.
Oh, that's
if,
good.
if it's like now it's 20 minutes, but then there's another one which is actually I think a trefoil, and it's from the 1980s.
Oh, wow.
Or something like that. So it's super old. It looks entirely different. I think 3 pieces are missing or something. That's 600 pieces. And I don't know why I got it as a child because it's actually super inappropriate for a child.
Oh, no.
Like it's this a characteristic drawing, but there's like things going on in there that I like look at it and I'm like, why did my parents even allow me to have that puzzle? But like as a child, it was like super fun to do, and that's also something it's just a special puzzle. Do you have any of those?
Yeah, I think so. My first 1,000-piece puzzle I was 7 years old. I did it with my father, and it is so special to me. But we had borrowed it, and we had to give it back, and it broke my heart. So when I was a little older and could find, a copy of the same puzzle, I got it, and I think I have 2 copies of it now.
Okay.
But it's very special to me. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's a question of like how many teams qualify for the final. I don't think we have mentioned that so far.
No.
So there are 55 teams competing, and 50 go on into the finals. It might be more than 55 because it was possible to sign up just this morning.
Right.
So it might be like 60,
Yeah.
maybe. But yeah, 50 go on. So it's actually not that huge a competition, really. Like there's very few teams that are not going to make it into the finals. But yeah, it's the first 50 that are going to qualify into the final, and we're going to have 100 teams competing in the final in the end. So from Group A, it's 50, and from Group B, it's going to be 50.
I think it's the sort of thing. Oh, here's the UK team actually. Hi, UK team.
Hello. A special cheer goes out to the UK team.
Yeah. 3 of them are London or London-based puzzlers with me. So we have a nice London group.
Nice. And we're actually nearing the
Here we go.
and switch.
Well done, team. Under an hour.
Very well done. Just under an hour. And just as we are at 1 hour, it's actually fun to mention that we're at the 1 hour mark, and so far I think 25 or 26 teams have done their first puzzle.
Good.
So we are going into the second hour of the competition, and yes, it's starting to get exciting of like who's going to finish their second puzzle first, because we're at the 1 hour mark.
Yeah.
And the first team that has completed their first puzzle did it in 32 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, 31 minutes and a
31 and a half.
half. So they are probably getting closer and closer to finishing their second one, but they have chosen the super difficult puzzle.
Yeah, I can see out of the corner of my eye that it is not it's not close. I would
It's
say.
not close yet. Well, they are pretty safe to progress into the final anyway.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
especially with how many teams qualify. And yes, they're doing the dog puzzle, which is yeah, just looking at like the screen as I see now, it just seems like a blob of color.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things going on here. Here you have the dogs. Like you can see it's a lot of like very funky characters and it's a lot of things to grab. But yeah, probably they chose it for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. Like it might be training as well, but it's mostly the fun of it. It is a fun puzzle.
I did a Dean McAdam, the Busy Birdies puzzle at U.S. Nationals. I got to go 2 years ago, and it was so hard, but fun. Like we had a what my team really laughed and enjoyed it. That and the what do you call it? I can't remember what it's called. The sort of like mandala or whatever it is.
Is it one of those?
Constellation mandala thing.
Is it one of the Elspeth McLean?
Yeah, I
puzzles?
think so.
Oh yeah.
That was less joyous.
Yeah.
Still fun, but this
It
was
i-
super fun.
It
yeah.
is a thing about hard puzzles that like there is a big difference if a puzzle is hard because it's just like one
Yeah.
big chunk of black that you
Yeah.
just like have to like shape sort the entire time, or if it's something like this where there's always like a little detail that you can like laugh about. So there's like the enjoyable hard puzzles, and then there's the just get this over with type of puzzles. Like at Worlds last year, you had that one horrible round with the cow.
Oh my gosh, I was not in that round, thankfully. But
Thankfully, I
yeah.
wasn't either.
I watched the live stream of it in my room and thought, oh my gosh, those poor people.
Yes, and they also didn't have like a very good choice apart from the cow.
Yeah.
Like all of them were like those
Dark or-
gardens,
Yes, gardens.
gardens blending in together, and like a lot of green, and like yeah, that was not a nice round to be in.
Yeah.
Which round were you in?
I think it was C. It was the next morning after the other two.
The one with the van and the city.
No. What were our puzzles? We hated them so much. Our puzzles. I can't even remember them now because we were so unhappy.
Another
But-
team is done. This one is a Hungarian team. Congratulations! And switching over to the second one, which is the street. Yes, and then here's a Czech team, as far as I can see.
Yeah. Or Slovakia. It says on.
Yeah, but it's
T-shirt.
multiple.
Interesting.
It's Czech Republic and Slovakia and
Okay.
everything. But they are from Slovakia. I think they are sponsored by something. Then, because it seemed like a company on the bottom. Another Hungarian team. There is a huge majority of Hungarians entered for the competition for obvious reasons.
Natural, yeah.
But it did surprise the organizers though as well, because so far like the competitions that they have been organizing, like they do have like a beginner and an advanced category because they try to like invite as many people in as
Yeah.
possible. And you know, if you go as a beginner to your first competition, you don't necessarily want to compete with someone
Yeah.
who has been to the world championship, has been in the top 10 of a world championship, and then maybe never go again. So there is a beginner category, and in that one they had I think 100 people this year, and then in the pro they have like 25, 30, something like that.
Wow.
And then now in individuals they had 300 Hungarians entered, and like in a sense like they had no idea where they came from. Like people just found the event
That's awesome.
in a way, which I think is adorable. Like
Yeah.
it's very good. It's also spreading. It might be an experience for a lifetime because, like, when else would you just randomly enter a European Championship in any way?
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yes.
I remember I went to the first Worlds in 2019, and obviously mostly Spanish. That's again natural. It's, but even on the day, they still had so many tables left. That organizers went out in the street in Valladolid and said, "Want to do a puzzle? Come in." You know, so that was really sweet, actually. Because people were like, "What's this?" Oh, okay, sure, I'll do a puzzle.
Yeah. But this is one very fun element of like puzzle competitions in general. Like you can enter easily. Like there's no very high requirement. I think it's going to change for Worlds at one point, probably for European Championships as well, once the sport like really grows. But for now, you can literally walk in from the street. You see like, wow, people are puzzling, and it's not like a skill that you like, train for months to like just join in and enjoy. Not like, I don't know, like if I had to like go, walk into a rhythmic gymnastics competition and like all of a sudden they were like, yeah, just try it out.
Oh my goodness, yeah, very different bar.
Yeah, the entry level is not as high for puzzling because everyone can puzzle. Not everyone can do it that fast, but
Yeah.
still you can like join in and enjoy it in a way.
Yeah, and I think certainly in the culture I grew up in, it's so common that people do puzzles growing up. It's rare that you find someone who never did a puzzle growing up. So it's just, even if you haven't done one in 20 years, you still know the basics, like the edge is on the edge and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and in a way, almost every family has like one puzzle somewhere in the basement.
Absolutely. It's the most common time of year in the UK, at least for doing jigsaw puzzles, is Christmas. I think people
Yes.
are cold and indoors and seeing their family, so they get jigsaws in for Christmas. And yeah, I just think, oh, it's an all-weather sport, you guys.
Yeah, even though like you don't want to take a puzzle with you to the beach and
I
things like
mean,
that. So
they make the kind that is waterproof, that will float as well, so you could literally do it in the pool.
Really?
Yeah. So if you want one on the beach, you can have one on the beach. But
I do know that they make like cards that you can play in the water,
yeah.
like that are like laminated.
yeah.
But like, yeah, it's a seaside puzzle. Yeah, but otherwise, like people want to go outdoors when the weather is nice in
Yeah,
general. I think
true.
so. It's more of, yeah. Actually, my mom was joking recently that most probably like the Nordic countries are so good at puzzles because
It's
it's very cold there. So they spend a lot of times indoors, and they're like, what else would they be doing?
Yeah.
Which I think is very funny.
Yeah.
And indeed, the Nordic countries are incredible at puzzles.
They are. I think if you look at the Spanish, though, nice warm country, and they're very good at puzzles. So who knows?
That is also true. And they have like an immense puzzle community.
Yeah, they
Like,
do.
I was completely baffled when I heard from one of them that like in Spain you can pretty much go to a puzzle competition every single weekend
Yeah.
if you want to, because there's so many of them all around the country.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, who isn't?
I'm moving to Spain, you guys.
Yeah, it's also possible to like travel for puzzles, but it's like also like you can't fly to Spain every single weekend.
Yeah.
Or there's very few people who can.
Yeah.
Yeah, there the street is also taking form slowly. I also don't see any teams that are like super stuck with any of the puzzles.
Yeah.
Which is a good sign that the puzzles were chosen well.
Exactly.
It is good for teams.
I think that is something I noticed yesterday for the individual and pairs. Sort of mentioned it yesterday, earlier today, that those are so well picked. That the images are just right. I think, like they're not so easy that everyone finishes at the same time, but they're not hard that half the room doesn't finish. So I really appreciated that.
Yes, that was actually very nice to see that, like, I think, especially with the pairs, that out of like 130 pairs, you had over 100 finish
Yeah.
with with every puzzle. And I think that is nice as well because people feel success,
Yeah.
which is, it's just nice. Ooh, that's very nice hair there. Super colorful. I also like the hairpin with the flowers.
It's interesting. 3 of them are on the same side and 1 upside down.
Probably only one of them can puzzle upside down.
Yeah.
And then also like a lot of the like the unfinished sections are more to the bottom a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, in the team competition you do have like the room more, and I think here there's way more space than at Worlds, for example. So like you can move around the table if you want to, but also like if you really want to, you can do it in Spain as well.
That's the first year I did teams at Worlds, I was really unhappy with how tightly packed in we were. And I remember like really having words with another table behind us who would push their chairs into us and like pin us against our table.
Oh,
I said,
yeah.
you're gonna have to scoot closer to your table, people.
Yeah. Well, it's getting smaller and smaller
Yeah.
in at Worlds. Like it's so many people
Yeah.
that you have to fit. And like our team last year, for one of the rounds, we were actually right next to the border of like next to the spectators.
That's the worst.
And
Yeah.
that's not very nice because if they are like moving around, they might actually push the barrier a little bit
Yep.
against you, which is not nice. And then we actually had like a group of people standing there and just talking, non-stop talking.
Yes.
And then at one point, my teammate, they were all speaking in German, and then my teammate at one point like said to them like just please take it down a
Yeah.
little because like I can't pay attention anymore. Especially if it's your mother language, it's
Yeah.
very hard to like
Can't tune
blend
it
out
out,
if it
yeah.
constantly comes into your head. Yeah. Here it's one very nice aspect that there is room. And also like I don't think that's exactly visible on the live stream, but there's also no audience from any of the sides. There is like a spectator area where people can sit down and watch.
Yes.
But around the competitors it's calm. And it's actually pretty silent.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much because it makes such a difference. I've been in, it's always at Worlds, in such stressful situations with, like I shared a table in individual round a few years ago with someone. We were against the border, against the barrier, and he was on the barrier. I was one in. He finished before me, and his friends came across the barrier around our table and were just like blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
in a language I understand. And I was like, I'm still puzzling. Stop.
Yeah, here you can get like a view of like what it looks like. So the puzzlers are separated pretty well from like the spectator areas. And you get your space and your piece, and you can puzzle. It's still not like dead quiet, so there is some cheering when when somebody is done. So there is like support coming in from the people around, but it's not as overwhelming.
It's perfect. I really appreciate this venue. I think it's the right type of venue for a puzzling competition.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a very nice choice.
Yeah.
And also today the temperature is very nice.
Yes.
The AC is back on.
It feels good.
Yeah, it might be a little bit different during the pairs and the individual final.
Yeah.
Because then the excitement is a little bit higher. Like people are going to be more, at least I hope they're going to be cheering.
Cheering. I'm so excited to see who wins. Like I'll be cheering from my, puzzles.
Oh yeah, that's actually one thing someone mentioned yesterday. Of like the only thing that is not good about being in the finals is that you can't watch it.
Exactly.
Like-
oh, I hate that.
Like you miss out on the action, especially if you like you finish the puzzle in about 45-50 minutes, then you miss out on all the excitement
Yeah.
before you.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you literally just walk around and like it's done. You have to rewatch the live stream to actually find out what happened.
I I was doing that in my room last night. I was rewatching the rounds I was in because I didn't get to see you guys.
Yes. Yeah, the Hungarian team on the top left, they are working on their second puzzle and they're actually progressing really well. Like there's, I don't even dare guessing how many pieces left, but I would say 2/3 of the puzzle is done. And they are pretty much just filling in the gaps now.
I'm gonna guess 200 pieces.
Okay, go ahead.
Why not?
Why not? Who's going to check it for you? But yes, it's also 4 people sharing that, let's say 200 pieces that is left. And it goes way quicker than what you would generally assume for 1 or 2 people. And then here's the first puzzle being finished. I assume it's the first puzzle being finished. At one point, it's hard to tell.
It is, especially with pieces on top of the completed puzzle, loose pieces. It looks finished, but maybe there's 20 pieces left.
Yes, exactly. Christian, actually, from Poland, he tricks people all the time like that because it feels like the puzzle is almost finished, but then there's still like 5 pieces that are on the puzzle, actually. And the last 10 pieces. And another switch. It's a little bit less choreographed here.
I had a coworker once asking me about what you do when you finish a puzzle, in a speed competition because he's, in his family, when they do a Christmas puzzle, they leave it on the table as long as possible because it took them so long to finish it and they just want to enjoy it. And, and I said, don't watch a speed puzzle competition because, like we're seeing, you just crumple it up and go.
Yeah. Like all of the puzzles, literally.
That I have 2 copies of. There's that artist has probably 1,000 puzzles. Is a very prolific artist, but I have another one of his that I liked so much that I glued it together, and my stepfather helped me frame it. Oh golly, like over 20 years ago, like 25 years ago, and I still have it, and it sits above our puzzle table. So it's special, yeah.
Yeah, that is very special.
It's a cat. It's a painting of a cat in a suitcase, open suitcase, sleeping, and it's really cute.
It looks like we actually have a final puzzle for a team. This might be the first place
Holy
finisher
moly.
team. It's Pistagoras. Their first puzzle was done as 4th. So they have made up a lot of time.
This is
They
interesting.
are getting super close. They made up a lot of time with the second puzzle.
Oh.
Actually, the Finnish team. They finished first. And Pistagoras second.
But that's so close. Oh my
That was
goodness.
extremely close. Very well done. Yes. So the finish line with Emilia Lieberman, Emilia Korhonen, Rosa Frauenknecht, and Teija Tavetila finished first. So they made up from 3rd place. And then Pistagoras with Jana Franskheit, Mark Fabel, Jan Schreiber, and Maren Faber has made up from 4th place to go on to 2nd.
That's amazing. See, you can flip flop. That's the thing.
Yes. And then the Swedish team seems a little stuck on their second puzzle.
It's interesting.
They were second on their first puzzle. And yes,
Oh, they look so happy.
they seem
Yay.
very, very happy. Also genuinely surprised, especially Rosa there. It
hands
seems
on
like
the
she
head.
can't really believe her first place.
Oh, I'm so happy for them. Is it Tervetuloa? Might be Finnish for congratulations, I think.
I think so. Yes, and then the Swedish team is also like getting ready to finish. Yeah, the Czech team seems to be just completely relaxed.
Yeah.
It is in a way like nice because they know that they're going to be in the finals.
Yeah,
So they can just like go on with the more fun but difficult puzzle because it doesn't really matter in the qualification round if you are first or if you're 5th.
Yeah, I think there was a relief for, I mentioned my team last year having a not fun preliminary round, but that gave us a lower number in the final. And that took pressure off of us because we weren't on camera directly.
yeah.
No one was looking at us that much. And we leapfrog we were on table 22, and we got 7th place. So it was a big turnaround for us.
Oh, yeah.
We were much happier in the final.
Yes, of course. That is also like a strategic solution. That might actually be something that the Czechs are also playing with.
Possible, yeah.
So that they are not that much in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually haven't even thought of that. So that you're not that much in the storm of cameras.
Yeah. It's it is much more pressure having that low number on your table.
Oh yes. Yeah, they are starting their second puzzle now. Very well done. And the Swedish team is almost about to finish. We don't have the updated results yet, as far as I can see, so I can only see like the team names of the first 2 placements. The third one was definitely the Polish team, I think.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
But there was also a French team that finished at almost at the same time.
Just a few seconds. Yeah. Later.
And the Swedish team is done as well.
Hooray.
There was a little bit of confusion.
Yeah. I wonder what was said.
I also wonder what that was, but we'll find out later. Yes, I would have very much liked to listen into the Czech team's discussion of like picking the dog puzzle. We might manage to get one of them for an
Yeah.
interview later on to just find out of like why, or how they convince each other to just let's just take the dogs. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I wish we had, well, I mean, I do and I don't. Wish we had microphones on tables so we could just listen in, but
Sometimes it would be very funny,
And
and
sometimes
sometimes it might not be appropriate.
yeah. Lots of bleeps probably. But
Yeah, I have had teams before where like as we were coming together there's a lot of cheering for one team, but yeah where as the team was getting together we literally like told each other how much we swear during puzzling in teams.
Yeah.
And it also depends on which language you're speaking. So it's
Yeah.
that's a nice uniform.
Oh, yes.
What country was that?
I'm not sure.
I wonder. I couldn't see the sign. And yes, the French team is packing up in the back, and the Dutch team is maybe about 2/3 done with their second puzzle. We are going to have more and more finishes rolling in very soon. Interesting. Yes, so the third place was the Peaky Puzzlers from Poland. Anna Dill, Anna Kazana, Margosata Bien, and Veronika Hoptas. And then Puzzle Quest was fourth, and there's literally 1 second between them. Sorry, I surprised you a little bit. So yes, the Polish team was done in 1 hours, 19 minutes, and 38 seconds, and then the French team was 39 seconds.
That 1 second.
That 1 second.
I wonder, I'm the sort of person, if I have 1 second behind someone else, I just think about it forever. I'm like, oh, 1 second.
It's 1 second. Yeah, because then, especially if it's like not a qualifier round, but actually like a podium.
it matters.
It's like here it literally like costs you a podium, but like you don't get prizes for the qualification round. But it's literally like a podium, and you know you could have done it because it's 1 second. Like 1 second is really like someone just taking the wrong turn once, or
Dropped a piece or something.
or obstructing someone else's hand.
Yeah.
Or something like that. So it's like literally these tiny pieces, or tiny pieces. It's these tiny things.
Yeah. Pieces on the brain.
Here we have a really fun setup, though. It's not exactly visible, but like the puzzle box is sideways, so that it's actually very practical for those who are puzzling upside down. Because as they look at the puzzle box, they're going to see the puzzle the way it is sitting on the table. That is something that a lot of teams do.
Yeah. I did it once in a team and found it really confusing because I'm so used to the kind of normal orientation. So when it was sideways, I kept thinking, wait, which way do I turn my head? So it takes some practice probably to do that easily.
In the meantime, I can actually see that the Czech puzzle queens are done with the dog puzzle.
Oh.
It's finished. Very nice. Yes. And a very happy team.
Hooray.
And moving on to the second puzzle. Yeah, the fold didn't work out that well. There's a little bit of a struggle putting away that puzzle there.
Oh no, we can't get the new one out yet. There we go. There.
And you can actually already start opening it up once they are breaking down the other one, right?
I
do think so.
At Worlds, a judge stopped us because two of my teammates were still getting pieces off the table, and two of us were opening the new box, and they said, no, put that away first.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Because I kind of always think that like the choreography works the best if like two people are putting it away while two are opening it up already. So like literally once that is off the table, the other one is already dunked onto the table. So you can start puzzling as soon as it's away.
It makes the most, time sense to do that. But yeah, maybe just our judge had that rule. I don't know.
Who knows? And it might also cost that 1 second that we were talking about, actually.
Yeah.
It's such a small difference, especially when it's, fast teams. Like, we're still only at an hour and a half, not even. And we have, so far, I think not yet 10 teams that are done.
Goodness.
No, we already have 10 teams finished. No, 9. Sorry. They might have been finished, it's just not online yet. But yes, an hour, it's not even an hour and a half, and it's 10 teams done out of 55.
Okay.
And we still have about and we're at halftime now.
Yeah.
And we still have an hour and a half to go here.
It's the sort of thing I
And it looks like we're getting
Oh.
our first interview.
come on in.
We have one representative so far, but others can join in later as well. A little bit of logistics before one person joins. But it would be nice to have a second one as well. But the others are shy. So then
We were. We had no clue that we were the first. And
okay.
yeah.
Amazing.
So, and this was the first time that we ever puzzled together. We didn't practice, so we just met today on the spot and
I was going to
began.
ask.
Yeah.
Amazing. Well
Yeah. But I mean, of course, we had really fast people in our team and also really good team players, so who are used to working together. So I think that helped a lot.
okay. What was the process of choosing the puzzles? Did you consider getting the dogs?
No, because we actually did the dogs last year one time, and it's awfully challenging because it's only a couple of pieces of this and that, and it's also really difficult to communicate what you are doing and what pieces you need in a team.
I'm doing a
so, yeah.
I need a dog.
Yes, so we knew to avoid that one. And then I said that whatever I like, let's not choose that one because I tend to choose really difficult stuff and I like the cottage one. But the others had already discussed when I arrived that maybe these two that we ended up doing, and I think it was a wise.
It was a
Yeah.
wise choice. Also, like considering what puzzles we have seen on the tables, it was a wise choice.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did have one team that chose the dogs.
yeah.
One.
I noticed,
And then a second, like the Czech team
Yeah.
has chose it as a second one, but there was one team that genuinely chose it
oh,
for
they
their
started.
first puzzle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think they're still puzzling it.
I guess so because it is a challenge. Yeah.
Yes. How much do you communicate during puzzling?
We try to communicate a lot, but of course in the competition setup sometimes it's difficult to because kind of remember that you have to speak out loud because you get into this kind of competition mode. So, but I think we communicated really well today. Yeah.
Did you have like specific roles for who does what?
Yeah, we discussed briefly and then we decided kind of in the beginning who opens the box and the back and all of these things, and then kind of who will sort the pieces, who is good in placing something, because I used to kind of build on the side something, but I have no clue where that will go. So we had Teija was our I always said, okay, I built something, can you figure out what it is and put it somewhere. So this type of and also based on our kind of strengths.
Oh, in the meantime, we have a complete fan base waiting for a team to finish there.
That's so sweet.
They are very excited. It seems very excited. They were dancing just now.
Oh. Yeah, I kind of teams competition has this different kind of energy. It's like
Yeah,
I'm really
it's more of
enjoying
a party.
yeah.
Yeah, it was actually super funny because as we were watching the stream, we were looking at the second place team because somehow we didn't notice that like the cameras didn't show you that much. So we were watching the German team and we were like, yeah, they're almost done. They're going to be first. And then all of a sudden it's the Finnish team.
Yeah.
And I think there's only less than there's about 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's
between
really
you.
tight,
So it
yeah.
was super tight.
Yeah, and I think even we didn't expect, so we kind of surprised ourselves and also everyone else.
And the fan base team is done.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
That was the big cheer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's very small differences because also between the third and fourth place there was just 1 second, so it's super close.
Yeah. I think it's like lots of really fast teams.
Yeah.
So the competition is tough and really like even 1 second might matter.
Yes, we have
Yeah.
seen that here now.
Yeah.
Yes, and then how are you preparing for the rest of the competition still?
Take some rest, no puzzling in between, and just trying not to get too nervous for the finals, and
Yes.
remember to enjoy as well.
You are in both categories, correct?
Yes.
Yes, so it's going to be a busy day for you.
A long day, yeah.
Which of the two puzzles did you personally like the best?
Well, I think I enjoyed the first one a bit
Okay.
more because I like kind of more bigger areas, and this has a little bit more details. The second
Yes,
one,
so
yeah,
this was the
that's
seaside.
yeah. So it's like a larger area of the water and stuff like that. So
Yes.
Yeah. I think. How far apart do you guys live in Finland? I know Emilia Korhonen lives quite far north, so is that maybe why you've not gotten to puzzle together before?
yeah, that's one reason. And it's like so many hours distance, and you have to organize, and everyone is really busy. So kind of the time is also limited that when you can practice. But and kind of we just felt like maybe just go with the flow and not take too much pressure. And sometimes if you start to practice a lot, that gives you pressure
Yeah.
and makes you really feel like, okay, we put so much time and effort into this, so now we kind of
Yeah.
want to perform well, and now we had no clue, like no expectations, and I think that really helped during the competition somehow.
Yeah, I was going to say if your attitude is go with the flow, maybe that lifts you up and takes stress away and just makes you lock in and happy, fast puzzling. So yeah,
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
Yes. Well, thank you very much. We will let you join your team.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks for having us. Like, I was representing the whole team.
One representative.
Yeah.
Yes, we are going to be very excited to see you in the finals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, especially like going into the finals as like a first place qualified team. That must be pretty exciting then.
Yeah, I'm still processing it. Yeah, I think it will be great and weird and a little bit stressful, but also exciting.
Yeah, I can think so. Well, thank you very much and
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thanks.
And hopefully see you at the next interview.
Yeah, let's hope.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, we have had a couple of finishes in the meantime, as you might have seen in the live stream. We're just over, an hour and a half, and we have a couple of finishes already. So from what I can see, we have 12 finishers already, and the 12th finisher, actually, I appreciate the team name very much because it's called Ravenspizza. Yeah, the team names are also something that are always very nice to look at when you look at the lineup for a competition, because one thing that I have noticed is that puzzlers love puns.
Yeah, they do, and they're good at it.
So there's a lot of puns hidden in team names, which is one very fun thing. And then that's always something. And then some of the team names actually tell a lot about the team as well. Especially know at least one person in the team, you can like kind of tell that must be the person that has wanted to name the team that. And we actually have another interview lined up. That is going to be a representative of the Hungarian team that placed 5th today. Hello, Laura.
Hello, hi.
So you were the puzzle hunters.
Yeah, we were.
How was it puzzling today?
I would say it was really great, but on the other hand, it was hard to choose at the first place because it was just 4 really great puzzles. But I think we just decided too soon that, okay, these 2 will be those puzzles we will puzzle today. So I would say these were good choices.
So you chose the seaside and the seaside.
Yeah,
the 2 seaside puzzles.
These were really great because the sky, the water, the walls of the houses, everything could be really fastly chosen and then just sorted out. So that was really really fun. And I think we were really great with separating the 4 pieces of what everybody just do. So
Yes.
yeah, that was really great.
And you are also a quite well practiced team. As far as I know, you have already competed together as well.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
also get together regularly, right?
Yeah, we've just practiced once during the last 2 or 3 months, so that was only one day, but it was really great as well because we just did, I think, 4 or 5 puzzles that day, so that was really fast. On the other hand, we just practiced and competed in the last competition in Albertirsche, so that was another great thing to do, and of course that was the first competition together, so.
Yes, that also
great.
worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
As far as I can remember, you were 2nd place in there. Or?
I think so. Yeah. Second or third?
It was a
just don't
podium
remember
place.
that, yeah.
Let's just say let's just stay with that.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yes. Which puzzle did you enjoy more?
I would say with the one with the ocean, that was easier for me because the ocean part was a bigger part. The sky was a bigger part as well, so that just took half of the puzzle. So
Yes. So you are more the puzzler for like the gradients
yeah,
and like the nice big
yeah,
chunks
yeah,
of
yeah.
things.
I really like those colors which are the same, and I'm just good with that. So I would say I'm just good with that. So that's my favorite part. I know that Vicky is better at the little parts and everything that is really colorful, but I would prefer the sky, the blue, the bottom. I would say
Oh yeah, the pavements.
the
Like
yeah
here?
yeah yeah
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just the little tables on the
Mm-hmm.
left hand side. Also, the boat was really. I think it was really pretty. The mountain was a little difficult for me, but that worked really well with the others as well.
Yes. So then you could also really well distribute like the tasks
Yeah,
for each
yeah.
other. How much do you communicate while you are puzzling? Like, do you talk a lot, or you just get in the zone and everyone does their thing?
I would say Betty and Kata communicate more, but I would say Vicky and myself just do the puzzling, and I don't really like talking while puzzling, so I'm just more focused when I don't talk. Sometimes I talk as well, but it's not too common.
Yes.
I think it's good to not have four people who all want to talk at the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be a problem. Yeah.
And I like better when the hands do their thing and
Yeah.
you just concentrate. So
Yeah. A good focus.
but I'm not disturbed if other talk, so it's not disturbing me.
We actually see a family there.
Oh, that's really cute.
Oh, we actually see a family there with with some, I assume parents and one child who doesn't seem to be very happy puzzling now. And another one.
So sweet. The T-shirt. Oh, I love the T-shirt.
The T-shirt is adorable. Ah, it's actually one of the puzzle shirts. That's also one aspect of like the team puzzling that I like very much at competitions, because it seems like people involve their entire families. Like the Dutch team was, for example, like there they don't have kids anymore,
Yeah.
but it's a complete family, and all of them are traveling together, and yeah, they take part, and then it's like a whole trip, and then the puzzling is like the bonus for the family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were going to the Worlds, you were also traveling with someone. Is that correct? Did he puzzle along?
Uh, I went with my partner, and we were also traveling around in the country and in the city. So
Can you move your mic a little bit closer to your mouth?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That is going to work out better, so that we can hear you. Yes, there's another team finished. Yes, you're not planning to go to Worlds this year.
No, not this time. Maybe next year, but not this time.
Yes. And you also did really well in the individual round yesterday.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about that.
it was my personal best. I was just really surprised that it went really well. But the picture was really great as well as today's one. So I just could collect the the pieces as I just wanted. So it went really well, I would say.
Yes.
But I when I finished, I just thought that okay, it's around 40 or 41, 42 minutes. But no, surprise! It was 37, 38.
Wow.
Yes. And then you finished in the top 10, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was the 8th.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, you were telling me in the behind the scenes that like at one point, like you were looking at like the people around you, that they were like so much in a hurry.
Yeah.
Like that was actually so charming that she was like, yeah, then I actually have to do it quick as well.
Yeah, this will happen more in the finals. From the other, I'm just concentrating, so I don't really focus on others. But yeah, from one part, yeah, because it's like, okay, it motivates me. I know that I can be better, so I will try my best. And I hope that for today as well. So We will see.
Yes, we are going to see because you are competing in both the pairs and the individual finals, so
Yeah.
you're going to still be busy.
Yes.
And now, especially like as after this round, you're also going to be in the team finals, so it's going to be a busy weekend still.
It's true. I will be really tired, but it's really useful, and I really enjoy it. So I hope it will happen more next year, and then. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
Yes, that is great.
Yeah.
And it was great to have you on the stream a little bit to chat.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
It was my first time.
Yeah,
Thank you very much for
you did great.
inviting. Thank
We're,
you.
we're very happy to see you again.
Yeah, me
anytime.
too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Yes, and then let's just look at some other finishers. This is the family. They're almost done. I wonder if it's the first. I would kind of assume that it's their first puzzle still. But we're going to have to see.
I think it is.
I think it is. Yes, and we have. We're at 1 hour and 43 minutes. Well, getting close to an hour and 45 minutes now. And we have, as far as I can see, 16 teams that are finished.
Oh gosh, interesting. Okay.
And we are getting another guest here. Finally, people are willing to talk to us. Like yesterday, it has been kind of a struggle to get people to interview. So we're actually very happy that people are joining in. And and yes, it's actually, if anyone is watching the live stream who is competing, you are more than welcome to come and chat to us anytime. So yes, just pretty much like talk to the organizers, and we are very happy to talk to you. And welcome Erika Ritz from
Hello.
Germany.
Thank you.
And I actually have to look up what result you got today, or you can tell us.
8th place, and I think we finished in 1 hour 23.
Yes, that's incredible. And you are puzzling in a mixed team today, right?
Yeah, Swiss team, and we haven't puzzled before together, just in pairs, each of us. So that was pretty exciting to do it for the first time together. We wanted to practice before, but since we had to start at 9 a.m., we decided not to wake up so early or not to puzzle last night anymore. So we just rested and we thought we just strategized who should do what and how to sort and who should do the edge, where should we sit and that kind of stuff, and that worked out pretty well. Yeah.
Yeah, that it did work out pretty well. Like an 8th place in the qualifying round is pretty nice out of 55 teams, and yes, so it's a half Swiss and half German team. How did you find each other?
Merle, so I was with Merle together. We would do pairs together for a few times, and she asked Annemie, and then they were like, yeah, sure, let's do it together. And we were actually at the German championship. Our tables, we were really close together, and that's how they knew about us and we knew about them, and then it was funny that we would be a team now. And also yesterday we were at the same table. I don't know if they told you yesterday, but that was also funny because we shared the same table in pairs, and that was we were just puzzling next to each other. And then tomorrow we will actually do a team.
Yes, and then did you actually finish at the same
No,
at a similar
unfortunately,
time?
unfortunately not. I was hoping for to finish at the same time, but they were a little faster.
Yes. How did you do in the pairs yesterday?
I don't remember. It was fine. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was the Paris one. I would have rather done the New York one, but it was okay. I mean, it was fine. So
That's exactly how I felt as well. Well, your team name, Almost Perfect Dream
Yeah.
Team. Why are you almost perfect?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think Annemie signed them up, her and Patrick, and then maybe they were still they were almost perfect, and they were still looking for some 2 team members, and then they never changed the name.
Oh.
So I don't know.
Fair enough.
Just turned out that way. Yeah.
And then how did you strategize? You also chose No, you chose the cottage and
Yeah.
the seaside. How did you come to that decision?
My teammates decided that because I trust them. I'm bad at picking out the easy puzzles. Sometimes I would think, oh, it's easy, but then it turns out to be hard. So, but the cottage one wasn't my favorite one, but I trusted them and we did fine. I thought, oh God, it's so many flowers. It's just one big house. But I looked it up, like from the other compared to the others who did the cottage. We needed 45 minutes, and others did like over an hour. So compared to others, it was pretty fast. But if you look at like the other puzzles, it took like 38 minutes or something. So maybe we would have been faster with it somewhere. But who knows? Like maybe it's not your type of puzzle, and they knew that maybe it's like easier for them to do this kind of puzzle instead of like a more busy one. So yeah, that's something that we can talk about today and to prepare for tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, there were travel difficulties for half of your
Yeah.
team. Did that affect your plans for everything to practice maybe?
Yeah, I think
and-
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we would have practiced at least one puzzle. Like Anami brought a puzzle that we would have practiced. It's like, do you know like those puzzles with the city view, like the top view?
Yes.
Yeah, she brought that from
Oh.
like San Francisco
Oh my god.
No.
to practice. Yeah, well, okay.
Oh my goodness.
But we did practice, so yeah.
Yeah, but, it's no surprise that you weren't motivated to do that.
Yeah.
Especially after like Ademi and Patrick have been traveling
Yeah.
14 hours, I think, by the train because their flight was cancelled. So yeah, they might have been very tired.
Yeah, but they feel better today, and yeah, I'm impressed that they could even puzzle yesterday.
Yes.
Like it's
Me
crazy.
too. I would not. I would just take the L and go home. Just be doing teams today.
But also they stay so positive. It's so great. Like they still had like energy. Like yeah, let's do this. And, yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, they were also just saying that it's just like easier to do it like that because like they literally like fell into the competition, went into puzzle, and like you don't have time to like worry about it.
It's
Yeah.
true.
And also not to like fall like into okay, now I'm actually tired. You're still on this high.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
How has the competition been so far for you?
Good. Yeah, it's like a little world's feeling here.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, and it's nice to be here. And yeah, just like I mean, the puzzle selection was like, okay, well, are they gonna do like all of these series? And now we're like speculating for the individual final, so we'll see. But yeah, it's nice, and it's nice to be here. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so good to hear.
And the organization is great. Just like with, the live stream and just setting this up for the first time and just how much work all of this is. And yeah. And also the results came up really fast. Or like the seats,
Yeah.
like you could already look up like only an hour later or something like what your seat will be for the next round. And it's great.
I'm very impressed with that. Actually, I've been
That is
telling
actually
people.
very nice to know. I didn't know that because obviously I'm not puzzling this weekend, so I actually didn't know about that. Like you received your seat numbers that quickly.
Yeah. Email to us and everything, so you don't have to worry or on the day think like I have to look for my number or my name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like
that
a-
is so good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very impressed myself. So congrats to the organizers on that. Yes. Do we still have any questions? I don't think we does. Yeah.
Okay, then.
Yes.
Thanks
Thank
for
you very
having
much.
Yeah, thank you. It was fun, and have a good time.
Yeah,
Still, and yeah.
You too. We're going to take a look at how the competition is still going. Yeah. Thank you for joining us for a little bit.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.
Hopefully see you later.
Yeah.
And then let's take a look at our results because we are nearing 2 hours now. And we are going to have a couple more finishers than we did before, I guess. So, at almost 2 hours, we have 20 teams done,
Oh gosh.
which is quite a nice number. So out of 55, and 50 that is going to qualify. We're almost at half of the qualified teams.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the final number of finishers will be. So
Yes. Yeah, now that is what we can start speculating on. Whether teams can actually get in without completing all their puzzles, that's also a thing.
when I did teams at U.S. Nationals a couple of years ago, we were strangers. Like we just got thrown together at the last minute, and I didn't really know any of us didn't know each other. But it was those hard, busy birdies and the constellation puzzle, and we were we were the last team to finish in the time limit with like less than 60 seconds to go. That was actually a really amazing feeling, that adrenaline that you get in the last 60 seconds to complete it. And but 17 out of I think 50 in that round.
Oh wow!
I think that's right if I remember right. So they were hard puzzles.
They were hard puzzles then.
Yeah.
Yes. So we see a couple of teams still working. I do see in the results that we have 51 teams that have completed their first puzzle, but that includes all the teams that have completed their second as well. So 51 teams that are through with their first puzzles so far. So that's a pretty good number.
Well, keep going to the few that have not finished the first one.
Yeah.
You will.
It's also a thing that I think is important to mention, that it also gets very tiring at one point.
It really does, yeah.
Like, we are now seeing people puzzling for their second hour.
Yeah.
And it is straining to do that. Not just physically, because you have to stand or bend or you keep moving all the time. That's one thing. But also just mentally. To focus for 2 hours, that's not easy. Even though in a team you can sometimes, I think, relax a little bit, like have a little bit of like a burst of energy, and then maybe slow down a little bit, like maybe sort for the others to like take a little rest and then keep puzzling again. But still, it's 2 hours of puzzling straight.
Even if it's you're just here for fun, it is still a focused, like physical thing to do for that long. So yeah.
Yes, it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. And I can see someone putting away the dog puzzle there. I think there's discussion going on there in the back there of like who keeps what puzzle.
Yeah.
It might be, because that's also like always an interesting discussion of which team member keeps which puzzle. And it's lucky in this case because you get 4 puzzles for the 4 people. But especially in competitions where you have 4 people for 2 puzzles, then how do you decide?
Yeah, I think in different circumstances for me, at one competition we did rock, paper, scissors, and we figured out who would take it from that. And in another, like clearly there was one person who was just the fastest puzzler, so we just let her pick what she wanted. And another one, the team member had like done all the organization beforehand and gotten things together for us, so we said you take the puzzles.
Yeah, that's also a way to make it fair, just to like, you did all the work. Or it's literally, we have done rock, paper, scissors once.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to like have someone decide it. This team is working hard on the cottage, and the edge is already all done. We can also see the sky and like the front lawn, and then they're nearing in on the house, which is going to most probably be a challenge.
A tray would be really useful right now, I feel, for their team.
Yeah, especially the guy in the back with the window.
Yeah.
Like that. Also, like recently, the Ravensburger puzzles are not that easy to pick up anymore.
I agree, yeah.
The pieces don't hang that well together. Like there are some brands that are like even hard to like take apart.
Yeah.
But like the Ravensburger is turning into like a more loose fit. So it's not that easy to move it around without a board anymore.
Yeah. I once in a competition saw someone had a like a big spatula that they used to scoop up a block of pieces and lay it into the puzzle, and it tickled me so much.
It's really almost like it's like a tool.
Yeah.
Like an extra board just for picking up the things. It is quite practical. Like it's in the US, what you can see with those puzzle boards that have like one missing edge.
Yeah.
Or that is quite practical. From what I hear, that was actually the idea that came from Andrea Pang, and then it was created kind of for her,
Oh, smart.
end.
She
So
should
because- yeah.
get credit for that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I'm not entirely sure if that is true, but that's the rumor that I have heard.
Well, the team on the screen right now, I just want to give a shout out to them in general, but one of their members is Angelica on the right side there.
Yes.
And she's my neighbor in the hotel, and we've been coming into the venue together in the mornings. But shout out to her boyfriend, Johannes.
Oh, how come?
He's at home watching. He couldn't make it here to
Aw.
be with her, so yeah, hello, Johannes.
Yes, hello, hello. And do they have matching tattoos?
Yes, they're temporary tattoos, I think.
Oh yes, because Angelica was also distributing some of these temporary tattoos with her Instagram logo.
Yes.
Yeah.
That her logo is so cool, the geometric fox.
Oh, I think I
Yeah.
have one here.
Oh, okay.
I think. Yeah, it's going to hard to see on the screen, but it's like a geometrical, like puzzle fox, really.
Yeah.
Just like her name
Yeah.
on Instagram. So yes, it's a temporary tattoo, and it's like a nice little gift to
It
give
is
out to
super
people.
nice, yeah.
So it's super nice.
I wish I was creative and like thought of things ahead of time. I brought nothing.
I did think of bringing things because I still have pins left over from the competition that I organized,
Oh,
and
okay.
you really can't do anything with them anymore because like you,
The
yeah, what do
competition's
you do
done,
with the
yeah.
competition? And I actually wanted to bring them here to like exchange it for other pins, but what do you think I left at home before I left for the airport? So like I never thought of it
Oh no.
anymore.
It happens. Hey, you're here and that's what matters.
Yes, that's exactly the thing. But then I didn't get rid of like I think about 25 pins that I have at home, and like you don't have the heart to throw them away because
Yeah.
like
They're
first
special.
I don't want them to become trash, and then yeah they are special even
Yeah.
though there's like 25 of them and I can't really do anything with them
Yeah.
anymore. But it's puzzle pins.
Oh.
I did see some people exchanging pins though. That's also a thing.
Yeah.
I think it was picked up at Worlds last year. Was it only last year or has it been happening before as well?
That's the first time I remember seeing it, and it was it surprised me because it just seemed like everyone knew to do it, and I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, people just turned up with those pins. I got a couple of them, but like I didn't have any with me, so I felt uncomfortable just taking some. And yeah, so it just became a thing. And then here as well, people are exchanging some of their pins, which is very very charming.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Cameron.
Oh yes.
Yes. I know him from one of the Belgian competitions.
Oh, right.
Where he was actually puzzling with a friend of mine. So that's how we have somehow ended up together. And we almost puzzled in a team, but we were on the waiting list for the competition.
Yeah.
And then we never got around to like actually make it into the competition because it was booked out. And the thing is, in the end, we did get the puzzle from the organizers because there was like a leftover one. So they just gave us the puzzle to like, yeah, you can like do it upstairs on like the
Oh, okay.
wherever out of the competition. But yeah, that's how we ended up puzzling together once. And I'm actually very thankful to him because he took part in the Canadian Nationals because he's actually Canadian but lives in France, I think.
Yes.
And he brought me 2 puzzles from the Canadian Nationals that I can try out.
They had nice puzzles. I really liked their puzzles.
They
yeah.
had some really lovely puzzles, and when I saw them, I was like, okay, do I want to write him to like just get me that one?
Well, to be fair, I brought two big boxes of UK Nationals puzzles here for people who ask me to. So
I actually should have thought of it.
it's okay. Well, they're still for sale, so you can still get them.
You still have
somehow.
some left over?
I don't have
Aw.
any, but you know, if we talk later, we can maybe figure out how to get them to you in Germany.
No, like in the end, like I do have relatives living in the UK, actually in London.
Oh, okay.
So if I really want to, I can tell them to order puzzles for me. But as I was saying before,
Yeah.
there is a puzzle stop in the house, so I can't unless I get them.
I see.
So yes, no teacup puzzle for me for now.
Oh, that teacup puzzle.
Yeah, it was actually the pairs puzzle, right?
No, that was the individual puzzle.
That was the individual puzzle. Oh yes, the
Yeah.
pairs puzzle was even more chaotic.
It was, Crazy Harbor. It was called.
It was indeed crazy.
Cartoonish looking, but yeah, I liked it better than the teacups actually.
And Angelica's
Faster.
team was actually finished.
Yay!
I've seen them there. Yes. So we have it's starting to get hard to tell apart like which teams are completely finished and which are which are still puzzling, because we are getting into the stage where some people that are puzzling their first are still on their first, and it's like an hour and something, or if it's a team that has done both puzzles in an hour and something.
It'll be easier in the final when they go in a specific order. You can tell they're definitely on the first one still,
Yes.
or second.
Yes, I actually feel like that is a quite nice touch from the organizers. That might not be a thing that everyone knows who is watching, that in the finals you're going to have a set order of which puzzle you have to do first. They're going to be marked by colors.
Ah,
actually.
colors, okay.
And you're going to have to pick, I don't want to say which color because I'm going to get it wrong, but one color is going to be the first puzzle and the second is going to be the other. And that way it's really easier to track of like who's doing what and who's progressing how fast.
Yeah, less chaos for everyone trying to watch. But yeah.
Yes, especially in a team competition when you have 4 puzzles and you can't always know unless you're looking at the results, where you can see which puzzle was chosen by the team, because that is logged. But also in the results, the only thing that shows up is when they actually finished one, so that's how they get entered. So for now, we still don't know about some of the teams. Here's another fun team name. That's Puzzle Panic. They have completed their first puzzle already.
I think they have fans in the chat as well.
Oh yeah, yes, I have seen Puzzle Panic being highlighted before. And then another team name that I find really funny is the Polish Finish.
Oh, it's very good. Yes, I never know if I should say Polished finish or polished finish.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the pun in
Yeah.
it. Then a very speaking team name is We're Just Playing.
Oh, well, good.
Good for them. And then there's a Polish team name that I'm not going to attempt to say. The Missing Element, I think we have recognized that one. I think that's the team shirts that we have seen with the red ones.
Yeah.
And then a Hungarian team name. Leave Us Alone.
Leave us alone.
That's also pretty fun.
I like that.
Mission Impossible. And then what else do we have? Old Habits Die Hard. Space Sheep.
What does that mean?
Well, another pun. Yes. Fluffy puzzles. Yes, so if you want to like have a field day with like all kinds of puns, just look at the results of a puzzle competition in teams and you're going to get some very nice ones. It also like it becomes a challenge at some point, especially if you switch teams a lot, like when you have to keep coming up with teams names.
Yeah.
Yes.
And new T-shirts and everything. It's
Yes.
It's nice for the teams that can just know what they're called and know what they're wearing, and that's that.
Yes. Actually, there's going to be a puzzle marathon in Germany near Munich in November. There's still some spots in case you're interested. And we're signed up for that together with Anami.
Okay.
And I think Patrick is not in there, but it doesn't matter now. So it's a first-time team. And then we were like, okay, what team name do we get? And we ended up with the team Too Lazy for a team name. Because like we just couldn't be bothered anymore. But there is also the strategy, which I have been using, is to come up with any movie title that you think is funny and then just replace a word with puzzle. And then that works like magic, and people usually appreciate that.
Yeah, Mission Impossible like that. Yeah.
Yeah. During the Hungarian competition, we did I Know What You Puzzled last summer.
No, I love that.
But also, like, yeah, stuff like that.
That's good.
I also know a team called Puzzle Hard. I think
Hard.
they're going to be in the next round, I think. Yes.
My team's name in the next round is my partner and I joined an existing pair. They'd already signed up for teams and started their team name with a food that they use in their part of the world. Pumpkin seed oil, Kürbis kern oil, if I'm saying it almost right.
Yes.
So that's to represent them from Austria. And then they said they would leave the other food to whoever joins them in their team. So Dan and I joined their team, and now we're Kürbis kern oil and pickles. which only happened because I'm friends with Lorena on the team, and she and I have had long conversations about pickles in the past, and like
Oh, no.
all these intricacies of gherkins and so on. So that's how we got our random name.
Oh, yes.
Just food.
That is a super random name. Kürbiscan Earl is actually pumpkin seed. Oh, the UK team is done. Hello.
Well done, guys.
Congratulations. Very nice.
Oh, the handshake.
and
Very formal.
I actually wanted that feels so much like the UK.
Yes.
Don't show emotion. Keep calm.
Keep calm and puzzle on.
That's also a team name there.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Kürbiscan Öl is actually pumpkin seed oil.
Yeah.
Yeah. That mixed with pickles.
I wonder what it would taste like with pickles. Yeah.
Well, you know, if you get like a good placement or a good time, then you can like
We'll
try it out as a
celebrate. Yeah.
celebration.
Oh, but our T-shirts are very cute, I have to say.
I can't wait to see them. We're most probably going to highlight them.
Okay.
Is there a pickle on it?
There's pickles. So on the back we have both the pumpkin seed oil and the pickles, and then each of us has a special thing on the front, and mine's a happy little British pickle.
Happy little British pickle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is going to be something that we're going to appreciate here on the stream as well. Look, that's an entire family as well.
Oh, so young.
Two kids puzzling along. It's so cool. I find this really, really cool when people take their children along to puzzle. You also need the kind of child that wants to do
Yeah.
it with you, because like there are children that you can't
Yeah.
sit down for like 2 hours to puzzle.
Some children need a screen and stimulation of that kind.
Or just to
Or-
run around the building.
Yeah, there's sugar and they're running. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I have a good friend who is a teacher, and she teaches, like, not really special needs kids, but the kind of kids, like, she works in a school that takes kids on that have had troubles in, like, any other school. And, like, her method is that, like, for children that have, like, trouble to like just sit still and just pay attention, is that like they have a pass, I think every 20 minutes, where they can get out of the building and run around in the yard for a little and then come back.
Oh, I like that.
And they actually do it, so it actually works, because
Yeah,
then
yeah.
they actually pay attention and work along with the class if they
Yeah.
get to like get an outlet for their energy, which I think is pretty cool.
That's really nice, because I mean that is a need. If you're a kid that has energy, you're still a child. You can't control that, but like, yeah, it's good that they can take that into account. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it doesn't really work at a puzzle competition though. Even though there
Yeah.
was a more like casual competition that I was taking part in, the team round, and like the parents were puzzling, and at one point like they gave a tablet to the child at one point just to like, you know, get them, you know, they need to be occupied because otherwise they would be like bugging them, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit disturbing though, because like all the other teams were listening
Yeah.
to what they were listening to. Them were added later on, and 52 are done with their first puzzle
Yeah.
until now.
Okay.
And yeah, from here on I have a very hard time telling which team is already done with both their puzzles, because I think that's not marked on the website. Yeah, and they still have until 3 hours, so almost a little more than 45 minutes left still for the competition. And another finisher team. They seemed very happy. And they made this is also extremely practical, because they had their t-shirts made here at the t-shirt shop, which is like available for everyone. And yes, that's like a very practical way of creating your uniform.
Yeah. I think I was talking to people yesterday. My partner and I, Dan, have puzzled together 7 years doing speed puzzles, and never once have had matching T-shirts. And that feels like an oversight. So maybe we'll get matching T-shirts here, and then we're good.
And then you're settled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that big of a fan of like having T-shirts made for every single event.
It's too many, isn't it? Yeah.
It's too many at one point. Oh, another Hungarian team done. Congrats, Zsuzsi. And Henny. Oh, I know some of the people here. Henny actually lives in Germany. She studies there, so we have met at like German competitions as well. They did really well. They're super happy. I'm very happy for them. So yes, I try to avoid having T-shirts made for like a team that just gets together for one competition
Yeah.
because it feels wasteful. Like you see all those documentaries about clothing being
Yes.
so polluting
It
for
is.
nature, and then I kind of want to avoid having too many T-shirts made. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have one team a T-shirt now for the Worlds
Okay.
because we came up also with a pun
Oh.
team name, which is Jigsaw Kraut.
I like that.
Because it's a German team. I am with Michelle and two girls from Germany, Franzi and Caro. And so, yeah, we kind of wanted something German, but I wanted a pun. And everybody else was in for it. And then also, because we couldn't decide, there were a number of team names, and Michelle actually had it voted on her Instagram, and Jigsaw Kraut won.
Yeah.
And then a good friend of mine designed a logo for us for the Jigsaw Kraut. So we are going to be wearing that T-shirt.
That's nice.
And
can't
we've
wait to
been
see
wearing that for pairs as well.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Yes, that's going to be fun.
I have a handful, like maybe 3 T-shirts that I've had that are no longer applicable because the teams aren't together or that sort of thing. But I still wear them, like either at home or just to a competition where I'm going by myself. Because why not? Still got my name on it. Still has puzzle pieces on it and all that. So
Yes. And here we have another Hungarian team. It's Nori from Puzzle Garden. You're going to meet her in the shop, maybe,
yes.
when you go there. And yes, probably her friends. I think I have seen them puzzle together before, but I can't exactly tell you for sure. And they seem to be very close to finishing.
I like only 3 hands are trying to get in there right now, which
Yeah.
in a way is smart.
Yeah, in some ways it is good. I think it was a US team once that was explaining
Yeah.
that they actually have like a queue to like say that like just one hand or that like hands off, and then there's maybe 1 or 2 people that are puzzling. They're done.
Yay.
Yay. Yes, 2 hours and 14 minutes. Oh, and here another finisher with the girls. Yes, so it's the hands-off signal but when it's like too busy or there's too many things happening, and then you have just one person like figuring out what to do.
Yeah.
Yes, and the last few pieces. Almost, just one left. And she could put in the last one.
There we go.
There we go. Very good. Great. A little applause for them as well. No, they did great. It's also very, very fun to puzzle with children. I have 2 nieces that I have puzzled with recently. One of them is almost 8. The other will be 6. So they're still quite little, and they found out about like me going to like puzzle competitions and everything. And my brother was actually telling me that they do puzzle competitions between each other now.
Oh, that's so nice.
And we actually played together like a couple of times, and it's just really funny to see, like, obviously they have their set little puzzles, and you can see that they are doing it by memory.
Yeah.
Like especially the older one, she puts the pieces down from memory, even if they are not connected to anything, but she
smart.
recognizes the piece by now, so she just puts it down wherever it's going to go. And then because they are sisters and it's little children, especially the smaller one, she's still slower, and then she's like, I'm going to lose and everything. And then I introduce them to puzzle chess,
Oh,
but
fun.
like in a cooperative way, so that it's not competitive. Like the goal is that you have to finish it, but you can only pick up one piece that you have to like place in. So it's that worked out pretty well. They
That's
like that
smart.
very much.
Are you from a puzzling family?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I used to puzzle with my father, so like I have very fond memories of that. My mom was always saying that she just doesn't have the patience for it.
Yep.
But my dad is more those kind of games. He liked those, and he also tried to teach me chess, for example. But like I was hopeless.
Oh,
That's
well,
like,
your puzzle chest was waiting for you.
well,
so-
a puzzle chess is something, but like with chess, like I have learned the moves, but I just can't strategize. I don't have that kind of skill to like plan
Yeah.
ahead.
It's a lot of things you have to keep in your mind all at once. Yeah.
Yes. Even though I really like comparing speed puzzling to chess in a way. Not
Yeah.
like it's a very different mentality, and I think energy level is also super different,
Yeah.
except for speed chess.
Yeah, I've seen that sometimes. Yeah.
But yes, otherwise it's also like German has like a very good expression for it, which is like Denksport. It's like thinking sport,
Okay.
which I think applies to speed puzzling as well quite well. And in that way, you can compare it to chess in a way. Do you consider it more of a sport or a hobby still?
I mean, I would say I don't have a strong opinion, but I guess I lean towards it being a sport because I think there's just too much physicality to it to just say, oh, it's just a hobby, because it's I mean, as competitive as it's getting these days, and how sweaty and out of breath. There was someone I was watching on the live stream yesterday who was panting, and
Oh, yeah.
they're perfectly fit and healthy, so it's nothing like that. But just that they were going that hard at the puzzle, it feels athletic to me.
Oh, yes. It is. Like, it's also like the adrenaline rush that you get. I think what people like don't really realize who are not speed puzzling, that you actually get like very much hyper focused on what you're doing, and like you can forget to breathe
Yes.
if it happens to you. So like physically being exhausted after like finishing a puzzle, especially, yeah.
Yeah.
And
I'm a
I was
mess.
about to say, especially when you do it fast, but also when you're not doing it fast. Like if you, do puzzle for an hour and 30 minutes, that's hard.
Yeah, it is. It's you can even if you're doing a fun, not timed puzzle, often you get up and you go, oh, my back, or like it is
Yeah.
using your muscles.
Yeah, like try standing up and bending over a
Yeah.
puzzle for an hour and a half. It's super difficult.
When I see the puzzlers who are standing the whole time bent at 90 degrees, like completely
Oh yes.
parallel to the table, I think I could never. My back would explode.
Nope. No. No, it's also like so much core muscle is what you realize at one point.
Yeah.
I think we were doing it was one of the EJJs, and we were doing an interview with Veronika from Slovakia. And she did, I don't want to say, I think gymnastics for a very long time.
Yeah.
And she was saying that she wears one of those belts that you have to wear for like your posture, also in sports.
Yeah.
But she also wears it for speed puzzling
Oh my gosh.
to help out with her core. And so it's training on you, and like you realize when you don't have core muscles, I think.
Yeah.
And like developing core muscles also help with like bending over, because if you can like hold yourself straight, that's way nicer, and it helps a lot. But like I also have horrible posture if I don't pay attention.
Me too.
One thing that I have been trying to like implement just to like not kill my back entirely is that during the flipping, I try to like stand up straight so that I flip from a distance, because I don't have to see that much anyway.
that's true.
But otherwise, because I'm wearing glasses and everything, like I do have to lean in to like actually see the pieces.
Yeah.
But there, I just can't get away the hunchback.
Same.
Do you puzzle standing up or sitting down?
It's a mixture, I would say. When I puzzle at home, I never stand up. My table
And the
is,
wave to the camera.
my puzzle table at home is not suitable for standing over, basically, so I don't do it at home. But in competitions, I always start standing, because I find I can, do what I need to do, flipping faster. Then I may or may not sit down, depending on what I'm doing next, but I get up and down, basically, during the competition.
Oh yeah.
There's something I started doing a couple of years ago, where I put my knee on the chair, so that I'm not fully just relying on my posture to bend over the table. I have like extra support if I have my knee on the chair and my other foot on the floor. It helps take off some of the load, and it makes it easier to bend over the table. But yeah.
Yeah. It's still like it's physical strain on your
Yes,
back.
it is.
I'm actually surprised that like someone, maybe it's a business idea for someone out there, but like if you're like a physiotherapist or masseuse or something like that, to like actually set up a massage bed or like a little spot
Yes.
next to a competition, like there would be rows of people.
They had that at U.S. Nationals, and it is so smart because it is well needed.
Yes. And then someone actually says it's like running. Every time I speed puzzle, I'm hot. Yeah, it's also that,
Me
but
too.
it could be also because of the breathing and the adrenaline rush.
Yeah, it probably also when you're in a real life competition, you're close to people and there's just like less air and all this. There's a lot of things that just make it heat up, basically.
Yeah. I think it was Hanna from Finland at one point who was wearing that fitness watch or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they probably wear the smartwatch all the time.
Yeah.
But she left it on for like a day when she was speed puzzling, and like you can see the heart rate going up because it's excitement. So it's also cardio.
I was looking. I have a Fitbit watch that last night I was in my room looking at my app, and it said tomorrow should be a rest day because you've had so much like high activity today.
Oh no!
I was like, oh, I can't rest tomorrow, but
There's no way of resting today.
yeah,
It is very smart of your watch to tell you.
yeah,
Yeah, so like I sometimes really miss like a massage or I was even thinking like for Worlds, for example, I'm thinking of trying to find like a yoga studio to just go to like crack your back out a little bit.
it's smart. I think Pilates as well is something like you're talking about core strength. Pilates would be a great practice for someone wanting to be more fit for a puzzle competition. Because it really works on your core. So just top tip out there if you want to try Pilates for being better at puzzles.
Yes. No, the whole thing is just you have to be like physically ready for it as well. And people underestimate how much.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a nice bend there, for example.
90
Like-
degrees. Yeah.
Yes. But it's also like she's not hunched. It's a relatively straight back.
My goodness.
And I could not do that.
No.
Even though like I do stand up a lot, but I try to like during speed puzzling, it's mostly like if I feel like I'm starting to slow down, that's when I stand up.
Yeah. I think it's an automatic signal to the brain, like go do something now.
Do something. There's something happening. Do
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely.
Something like that. But it's also just like these little tricks of like keeping you going.
Yeah.
Yes, and we're nearing the 2.5 hours, which is super impressive from everyone. You can see a little bit, I think, that people are slowing down. People are getting tired. But yes, as we were saying, it's super straining. Like focusing that much, it's a big challenge.
I do wonder at this point, with 30 odd minutes left, how many people are looking at the clock and thinking about that, and like if that can give them some boost to say, oh, come on, this is getting down to it. Let's go.
Yeah. Most probably there are people who get motivated by it. I get stressed. Like
Interesting. Yeah.
luckily, but like I'm fortunate enough that like I don't often have to worry about not finishing on time, but like there has been times where I didn't finish a puzzle on time, and like as you see that the time is approaching, it just gets more and more frustrating, at least for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was one of the participants at the German well, not German nationals, but there was a big competition in Germany. That was the first one that the association organized, and they picked an Elspeth McLean
Yes.
puzzle
I saw that.
with mandalas. And that was like super challenging for everyone. And I think there were about 200 competitors, and only 13 finished
Oh my
on time. And I had about 200 pieces left, and I managed to be like I think 30th or something like that. So it also was like a very interesting experience to like see. My husband made like a picture of what was going on in the hall when the countdown was running to like the closing of the time, and like you can see that there's just like puzzles spread out everywhere and people just sitting there. And then I'm also on the video that he made of like during the countdown, and you can just see that I just like go like
No.
at one point. So it was an experience. I think everyone that has been there remembers that puzzle
Yeah.
extremely well. And we actually have someone lined up for an interview. Someone is joining us for the next few minutes. Put your headphone on, please, and you can put on your microphone. Please try to aim it towards your mouth so that you can hear you well.
Okay, can you hear me well?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. please introduce yourself a little bit so that we can find out more about you.
Hi, I'm Katalin Mladoniski from Hungary, and this is the first time I participate in such a large championship,
Oh.
if I may say so. And I was very excited. And when I heard that this event takes place here, just right at the end of my street where I live, it was a sign.
Okay. So you don't have a long commute to come here.
No, it's very, very not far from here, just 2 or 3 corners.
I think a lot of people are very jealous of you right now.
Yeah, and my team also resides at my home.
Ah, okay. And was this your first competition, or you have puzzled before?
This is the second puzzle competition because one of my friends told me that this championship exists, and I love puzzling, making puzzles, and this is the second year I participate in this kind of area.
So you have been to like last year's competition in Albertische, I guess.
Yes. It was very, very, very exciting.
And
such
how
a
did
big
it go for
fun.
you?
It was very okay.
Did you participate in all categories?
This is the first time in March, if I'm not mistaken, the Hungarian Championship, and of course I tried all the categories.
Yes.
The single one,
And how did it go for you? Like how much are you infected with the puzzling bug now?
I'm very infected, I say so. My kindest memory of this championship was when I tried with a partner. It was my daughter, 10 years old, and we got the 7th place.
Oh, that is so great.
And it was very, very, very much fun and everything.
Yes, we were actually looking at like a lot of families, well, a couple of families who were puzzling together now. So it must be like very special to puzzle with your child.
Yes, of course, and it was her first time, and wow, such a nice presentation. You are very, very lucky and skillful and very cute. So this is a special memory.
Well, I think it would be fun if you're probably the person who has come the shortest distance to this competition. If we could find the person who's come the longest distance to this competition.
Oh, who is the longest?
I don't know.
We actually have to find that out.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're watching the live stream, maybe you have tips for us
Yeah.
of like who that might be. But yes, and how have you been finding the competition so far?
It is great. Great, absolutely no words for that. It's everything okay, but there are some problem with the lights. You can do puzzles here, and oh, it's shining too. But it's okay.
Yes. So it's mostly for like the competition as you are doing the puzzles that there's like glare on the picture.
Yeah. It's a bit disturbing, but it's okay.
And
It's hard to get the right light for puzzling. I think it's common.
But in
to have-
Albertische, the lights was excellent,
Ah.
brilliant,
It-
very, very, very excellent. So it's
so we were not
Amazing.
sitting in the front of the room then, because there was some problem with the light in the front. There was one light that was blinking the entire time.
oh
So-
Jesus!
Yeah,
I
so-
didn't notice it.
Yeah, then good for
No, I
good
was
for you.
lucky.
No, because especially for I think the advanced round, because there's less of them. So the hall was set up for about I think 100 people were in the beginner round, right?
Right.
Yes. So it was set up for about 100 people, and then the advanced category had only like 20-25 people, and so a lot of people were in the front, and they had to be moved to the back because it was just so disturbing. So yeah, that was the only thing. But apart from that, that was like a broken light. They couldn't do anything about it. So other than that, it was really
These
ideal.
technical hitches can occur every now and then, but we can solve it, I
Yes,
think.
of course. And it's all things that the organizers themselves can't really influence either.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Yes. And then it has been like a good experience. And how was it like results-wise? How did you do in like the competition so far?
I think I go today with pairs final and single final. and tomorrow I think the group final.
Yes.
So it's
So you're then still going to be very busy this weekend.
fruitful. Busy weekend, yeah.
Yes, but that's super exciting.
Yes.
That's what you want to do, like get the most out of the experience, get to the finals for all of them. So well done.
I haven't imagined that I get all the finals, but here I am.
But it's a great achievement. And then it's also like, I think most of the participants that come to like this competition, they just want to keep puzzling after.
Yeah.
So it's not even like the winning that makes you want to like get a good placement, but mostly just to like be able to puzzle along later as well.
Not winning is the most important, but the feeling, the atmosphere around this stadium, and everything, and the friends and the new faces to come and see all the countries here presented, and it's such a big fun.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
How did you find your team?
Oh, we are 3 of us. Imagine. I
okay.
think we are the only one.
Ooh, then I have to actually look you up.
Maybe there is another group of 3, but there is no need of force to bother us.
That's true. Like too many hands can be in the way sometimes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
A lot of
6 hands is quite okay. 8 hands, no more.
Well, what of all the puzzles you've seen so far at the competition, what is your favorite puzzle that you've seen?
Ooh, that was one very happy
My
team to
favorite.
finish.
Maybe this Ravensburger puzzle. We completed this one.
Cottage, yeah. Interesting.
I like more Ravensburger than truffle puzzles, so
Okay.
and it's quite romantic cottage,
Yeah.
quite a big cottage, and I like it very much, and I like flowers and etc. So this is a win-win situation.
Yeah, so then this is the puzzle that you got after. So,
Ah, okay.
Yes,
oh, there's actually horses on there. I haven't noticed them until now.
and this little bird I can't see.
Oh, it's a pheasant. Yeah.
Isn't? Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, and then what are your plans
This
for...
place is quite tricky,
Oh yes, I can
but
think
we
so.
managed that, and so we are very proud of us.
Yeah, it is a big achievement to finish it.
Yeah.
What are your plans for the rest of the weekend, apart from taking part in the finals?
We go home and make starting some cooking and pastry making, tarts,
Ooh.
maybe macaron, but we will see.
Can
And
we
completing, of course, puzzles at home.
can we maybe find out where you live just to get a little bit of those macarons?
Just follow the smell. That's,
Just follow the smell.
Yeah.
So some confectionery product, pancakes, etc. We have lots of time.
Yeah, that is true. No, and it's also, like you were saying, that the rest of your team is staying with you, so I guess it's also a kind of a party now.
Yeah, girl party.
And have you been doing puzzles already this weekend?
Of course.
How?
There's a puzzle, an exit puzzle.
Ooh, one of those escape games.
Yeah, it's already completed, but not the riddles.
Oh.
So the riddles are waiting for us to go home. It's
Yes.
completed.
No, that sounds like a really cool weekend to spend. How many puzzles did you solve apart from that one?
This weekend,
Uh-huh.
that's the only one.
That's the only one.
Yeah, apart from this championship.
Okay. Yes. That's great.
Yeah, I love those escape puzzles though. That I always have to look at the solution, the hints at the end, because I can't figure out the riddles by myself.
At the first time, I was quite frustrated because I didn't really expect what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, I completed the puzzle, and what now? Okay, let's take a look at some hints.
Yeah, yeah. No, but whoever creates those is very smart. The way they do it, yeah.
I have actually never completed one.
Oh no, well, they're worth doing once at least, yeah.
My husband and I, we do play with like the escape games, so like the board games that you can buy, but he's not into puzzles whatsoever. So yeah, the puzzles have been like left out of the mix. Yes. Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, thank you
It
very
was
much.
really great to hear that you're having a good time here, and congratulations on your results.
Thank you very much in the name of my group too.
Yes, send our greetings
Yes.
and maybe send us some macarons at some point. We will be very thankful for them.
If we make, I will bring.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and see
Bye.
you later.
Cheers.
Yes, we are nearing the 2 hour and 40 minute mark, and we have more and more teams finished. But it's starting to get hard. I think there's an update to the website of like who is doing which puzzles, because some are blended out. So
Interesting.
it's actually possible to see how many teams have finished. And 40 teams have finished already, so there's still 15 places in the final. So a lot of people can still join, or a lot of teams can still make it into the finals. There's still a competition going, and the team that has chosen the dog puzzles is actually one of the Polish teams.
Oh.
And they're still on the first one.
Okay.
And we have another guest joining
Hello,
us.
hi.
Hello, please introduce yourself a little bit so we can find out about you.
I am Fanny Kramer. I'm Hungarian, and we were just in Group A. And I don't know where we finished, maybe somewhere 17th place, if I'm
Yes.
right.
What was your team name?
It was your mom's favorite.
Oh, nice. How did you choose that?
Angelika came up with that, Puzzle Fox.
Ah.
She's from Germany. We found each other on Instagram, and Marina joined us from Sweden, and Hanna from Hungary as well. So
So it's a very international team.
yeah, yes.
How was it puzzling together?
It was exciting. We really enjoyed all the process together. We had training puzzle on Thursday. Yeah, like two. We did two, and this was our first time puzzling in the competition. So
Yes, but for that, it's a really, really great result. So
Yeah.
you did really well.
yeah.
You chose the street and the seaside, if
Yes.
this is correct.
Yes, we started with the seaside, which was pretty nice, and then the street was more trickier than we thought it would be. So it felt like much more time than it was actually. I don't know. Maybe we finished 57 with the first one, but our final time was barely over 2 hours, and it felt so much more time. But we really enjoyed it.
Which
it was,
one did
it
you
was
prefer?
fun.
What was your favorite?
Well,
Seaside, maybe.
from the two, the
Yeah.
seaside, yes. Actually, I got that puzzle from the four, and
Oh,
we
okay.
decided which one
How
we
did
bring
you
home.
distribute the puzzles? Was it like a big debate?
Well, not a big debate, but everyone said which one they would like, and in the end we came up with a solution. So yes, I might have liked the dogs as well, but not
Yes.
for speed puzzling.
No,
It's
definitely
so
not for
busy,
speed puzzling.
crazy.
That was very clear from the very beginning. Like before the competition, obviously when people started arriving, I guess you probably did that as well. That like
Yeah.
you come into the hall and you see that the puzzles are already on the tables and they were not covered, so you could already
Yeah.
like take a peek and start talking about it. And I just kept hearing people like, not the dogs.
Yes. When we entered, I saw the puzzles, but my head didn't register that they were open and could be seen. And like, I don't know, a minute later, I was seeing people on the side. What are they doing? What is happening there? And oh, they are looking at the puzzles. Oh, they are open. So we go and checked
Yes.
and started strategizing from the little pictures.
And then was it hard to come up with a decision of like which ones to choose, apart from, of course, not the dogs?
Yeah, the dogs was pretty easy. I think we went with the seaside pretty early, and I don't know. In the end, we came up with the road, but I don't think it was that hard a decision. So
And how do you like coordinate such a like newly found team? So like if you have like relative strangers sitting down, like
Yeah.
what is your
Well-
what was your strategy to have you like harmonize together?
well, at the beginning, we asked each other some questions. What do you prefer? Do you look at the picture, or what stuff do you like to do when you puzzle? So For example, Hannah said that
Oh, me or
so she really likes big sections, like a bigger house or something like that. The sky, the sea. Um, we asked each other if, for anyone, it matters if it's upside down because someone has to do the pictures upside down. So we talked about it and then started practicing.
Which parts did you do?
Well, I did the edges, which was already trickier with the second one. Then the whole picture was trickier. And then I found a jump to do. I don't remember exactly. Something that was available at the time.
have you done teams before? Is this your first time doing teams?
Well, I kind of did in the Hungarian competition, but I wanted to puzzle. So I found people in Szeged. I am from Szeged. And one of them was kind of puzzling, but the most of them isn't much of a puzzler. So we were just going for fun and not so much strategy in it. So yeah, we did practice, but that wasn't so competitive, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, so for the final, there's no choice of puzzle. It's just two puzzles.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Do you prefer choosing, or do you like knowing what you're getting?
That's an interesting question. But I haven't really thought about it. Maybe it's easier that we don't have to choose, but maybe we won't be so happy when we get such a busy puzzle or something like that. So it can be a two-edged answer.
Depends on the puzzles, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
And another finisher. They seem so happy.
They are just in time.
And a little relieved. Yes, there's the joy now.
I saw a team with small children's.
Yes.
Were there many?
A few.
There were a few. We were looking at them for a while. There's still like one team in the background there with a child.
Yeah.
There was a team with two little girls, and they are actually also done already. So
yeah, I think I saw that, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's like before 2:30, I don't know. So
yeah, they did really well.
yes.
Was there anything that surprised you today in this competition?
Well, definitely that this was much trickier than I anticipated. At one point, I started working on the road, but I went to other tasks because it was so hard to do, and actually it wasn't really finished until getting to the end. So yeah, that was really tricky, surprising. Maybe nothing else.
Yeah. Or did you have enough room around you? Was it all good temperature? Were you happy in that sense?
Well, I heard, and now I feel that it is kind of cold in here, but when we were puzzling, we didn't feel it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely chillier than yesterday.
Yeah, I prefer the cold personally. But
Yeah, pretty much everyone does. I'm actually pretty happy about the heat. I'm always cold. Because like I moved to Germany from Hungary, and in the area where we live, it's actually pretty cold. So like I'm cold all the time, and whenever I come back here in the summer, I'm so happy, even though everyone is complaining about the heat, because like obviously if you get it for like a month and a half in a row without any rain, it's hard.
Yeah, and it's like 40+ degrees. That's pretty
hot.
Pretty hot, yeah.
Yes. Did you also take part in the individual and pairs competition?
Yes, I did. Well, the individual went pretty well for me. It was 1:03, I guess, 1 hour 3 minutes, somewhere there. But I'm not going to the final. And I did the pairs with Marina, who is in the team as well. And we did pretty good. We practiced. We have accommodation together, and we practiced, but we only did one 500 piece puzzle before that, and it was like 53 minutes or something like that. And we finished in 42 with the group A. but we just missed the
Oh,
finals, like with 13 seconds.
Oh,
so-
no.
oh no.
So close.
Yeah, we were like, oh well, we're gonna do our best and hope for the best. We're probably not gonna be in the finals when it's so close.
Yeah, then it can be really irritating
Yeah,
because if it's
yeah.
just a couple of seconds, then you know that you could have done better. Because
Yes.
at least when it's like, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, then you know
Yeah.
that probably would
yeah.
not have worked out.
Yes.
But like the couple of seconds is
It
really
was
just like so
12
close.
minutes before the fifth place.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. And have you been doing anything else? You were saying that you're staying together with your teammates. So have
Yeah.
you had any?
Yeah.
Other plans?
Well, we met up on Wednesday, and we were going in the city, having dinner together, getting to know each other. We were both. She was traveling. She's traveling with her husband, and I'm with my fiance. So we were having dinner together. The next day, Angelica arrived, and we practiced. And then in the evening, we went to one of the escape rooms, which I think she saw it one of your stories. And my fiance recommended a room because he knows that place, and we went for a escape room, and everyone had fun.
Ooh, what
So
kind
it
of
was a team
escape?
building.
What kind of escape room was it? Which one?
It was like a metro station. Yeah, it was a metro station.
And did you get out?
Yes, we did.
Very nice.
Team building.
Yeah, but that's also pretty good to like get to know your teammates a little bit outside of the
Yes.
competition.
Yeah.
It's another way of like really practicing communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a nice idea from Angelica. Yes.
Yeah, I'm really glad that you did that because like the escape rooms are really fun.
Yes. We enjoyed it so much so, and it was the first escape room from Marina, if I know right. So and everyone enjoyed it. So
I'm so
it was
glad.
nice.
I'm very glad. Yes, we are actually nearing the end of the time.
Yes.
Yes, we are 2 hours and 49 minutes, so it's 11 minutes left, and we still have a couple of teams puzzling, but not that many anymore. So, as far as I can see, we have 53 teams that have finished their first puzzle out of the 55. So that's a pretty good number. And then here we just see like the last pieces falling into place.
I'm trying to
yes.
count how many tables we can see. I still have people going, but it's hard to tell. Maybe
1, 2, 3.
10 or fewer, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Well, if nobody else registered, then well, from what I can see, 42 teams have completed both their puzzles. So there's 12, 13,
Yeah.
maybe.
Who knows?
Oh,
Maybe
they are
someone.
close.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I kind of feel sorry for them because that dog puzzle is very harsh.
Oh.
Like like we have heard it from others as well that it's just like so challenging and like because there's so many of the dogs in there. Like unless you're someone who is very familiar with dog breeds, you can't really say what you're working on because like
Yeah.
like I need something for the dog. But like
Oh my God.
yeah, I'm very much into dog breeds. So like, if I was puzzling with some of my friends who are also like into into dogs,
You can get the
I could be
poodle.
like, yeah, I'm doing the poodle, I'm doing the dachshund, I'm doing the chihuahua, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then you can kind of like identify what is happening. But even then, it's challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I kind of
Crazy.
feel sorry for that team. That was not a wise choice.
Their team name is Mission Impossible, and I just wonder if maybe there's a connection there. They chose like, let's do something that we can't do.
Let's do something that is impossible
Yes.
indeed.
But I saw a team at the beginning somewhere did this puzzle.
Yes.
But they are obviously knew that they gonna finish.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we were speculating about that and actually kind of hoping to get them onto an interview to like hear the thought process behind it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't. But most probably either they did it for just practice or for just like fun because they know that they're going to be in the
It
final
looks
anyway.
like fun actually. When you are not trying to speed it, then it looks really fun. So
Yes, yes. It is really fun because all the images by this artist are really, really fun. It's this caricaturistic illustration
yes,
type,
yes.
which I think is really funny. I think it's the dog walker.
yes, I think Marina said it.
Yeah, it's the
She
dog
was eyeing this puzzle before and
Yeah.
she didn't buy it. But
Oh, she seems so happy. Yes, we still have 8 minutes. So this team might actually have a chance to finish it.
Come on, guys.
Come on, we trust you. They are also super close.
yeah, yes.
They still have a chance to finish. Like it can be deceiving with puzzles like there's actually a way bigger chunk than I thought. So maybe not, but yes. There's still some teams that might finish.
Well, I mean, they're fighting it out to get to the final now. They're
Yes.
against each other to get there.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Because even if they don't finish on time, whatever puzzle pieces are left are going to be counted. So those are going to count for the ranking as well. So even though some teams have not finished their puzzles, there are not that many teams in total. So they can still make it into the final just by how many pieces are left. So
Yeah.
now this is really about how many pieces are left in the end,
Yes.
which is super exciting. Yes.
They are close as well. Oh,
Yeah, so many teams are close.
they are getting the energy boost from seeing that they are.
Do you find like the time limit actually like helps you to get a little bit faster, or it's more stress?
Well, in the end, it might help actually. I don't know. It can be stressing as well. So I guess it depends on the person or on the situation. But if you know that you can finish, then it can help. Because when you are close, you are trying your best and giving every effort you have. So
Yes. Yeah, there is so much effort going into like finishing these puzzles though.
yes.
I mean, when you can see how much they're going for it, they're all over top of the puzzle, just all grabbing for pieces, trying to find where it goes. Nobody's relaxed.
And it's also so hectic with the teams because there's everywhere a hand and you have to find the eye line and you can't even see the pieces, can't even see the place. Sometimes you trying to find a piece. So
Yeah, there is always something going on because at least one person is always over the puzzle.
yes, we are trying to. We were trying to manage that with using only one hand. So no one uses two hands. Yeah, that looks a bit hectic over there.
Yeah, but they have so very few pieces left, so it's
Yes.
really just like placing whatever you still have.
Yeah, we don't have rules, I think, when we got to this point and just finished the
Yes.
last few pieces.
We were mentioning it a little bit earlier that some teams have actually like a queue for like two people to just move out of the puzzle.
Oh.
And then they just stop puzzling so that you don't have that many hands over the picture, which can be very practical sometimes because you kind of obstruct each other at the very
Yes.
end.
Yes.
So here you can't really see the image anymore.
Yes.
And you have to move around everyone. So that can be a strategy for some people. And last piece.
Oh.
Yay! So close. Yes. And they also get a big cheer from the hall. Yeah, it's also always so charming that the closer the time limit gets, like the happier people are that they finish.
Yes. Yeah, actually.
It's such a good feeling, yeah.
Like you have beat the clock. Another child.
I got punched in the head once during teams by accident because it was so hectic.
Okay, tell us the story.
I was I wear sunglasses on my head sometimes for good luck. It's just a silly thing I do. And I bent down to like look at something at a detail, and my teammate was just reaching for a piece as I put my head down, and she punched me right in the sunglasses,
no.
which got me in the head pretty good. It was fine. It just took me about 1 second to go, what happened?
Yes. And then, in a team, you're not allowed to say sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yay!
Oh. Yay.
That was some big happiness there.
Yes.
They made it into the final. This is now really about like making it into the final, so they must be
Right.
relieved. Yes,
Oh, they're
so
thrilled.
happy. They made it.
The
Oh
relief.
yes, a big hug.
Oh.
Aw.
So happy. They're also so close. Like we have the last 3 minutes still, so we might still have
Yeah.
a couple of finishers.
I think they are finishing
close,
now.
It's like 2 pieces.
Oh no.
There we
Okay.
go.
Yay! Yes. There's so much cheering going on now. It
Yeah.
feels like it has gotten bigger and bigger
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Yeah. I think people in the seats are seeing the time and really focusing on who's left and it's
rooting for the
Yeah.
remaining teams
yeah.
to finish.
it's like the nicest thing about speed puzzling is everyone it wants everyone to do well. So yeah.
Yes, well, they still have a way to go.
Yeah. I don't think 2 minutes will do it. Yeah.
No, unfortunately not anymore. They might still, nah. It depends. It could still be doable.
I think one of them has a tray with double the pieces on it. So
Ah, I
it
didn't
was,
notice
yeah,
that.
there's more pieces there than I thought. Yeah.
I think they have just gotten started with the second one. But yes, here's the girls.
Yes.
One of them seems to be a little bit bored by now, though. Just left the table.
The sister's like, "Whoa, come back."
Ah, maybe a piece went missing.
Yeah,
Be that.
she was searching.
Also so focused. They're definitely going to finish.
Got it, guys.
Oh, no, there's actually a
Oh,
bigger chunk
yes,
missing.
Yes, on the top.
Oh, they'll get close though.
It is close.
Yeah.
It's probably still in the finals.
Yes, they might make the cut.
Yes, because it's 50 teams, and we have how many teams do we have that finished? 42 teams that have finished so far with both puzzles. But I haven't refreshed the results in a while. No, it's actually more. It's 45 teams that have finished, so there's still 5 spots. So now really every single piece counts.
Go for it, guys. They can't hear me,
1
but
minute left. Yeah.
Yes, 1 minute left. 1 minute. Also showing it to the team. And they have those puzzle trays as well, the puzzle-shaped puzzle trays. Which are like so tricky because a lot of people show up with them, I think, and then they realize that that's not
They're
exactly
not
what you
ideal.
need to speed puzzle. Ooh, they
Haribo.
actually have snacks. But that's also quite nice.
yeah, it's a fuel. So
Yes, you need some sugar.
Oh, they're so close.
Yes.
they have baking trays. For
That's also pretty.
But that works, I think.
That does work. You can slide the pieces off of it, so it does work.
non-stick.
It's important that it's non-stick. And we have 10 seconds. And done. Hands off the puzzles.
Well done, everyone.
Congratulations to everyone. Yes.
Oh,
Some
amazing.
cheering going on.
Yes.
Still happy.
The counting is going to take a while for a few
Yeah,
of
I
those
was just
tables.
thinking about
but
that.
It is not very lucky with the counting in these because you do have a second 1,000-piece puzzle, and then it's mostly easier to just count whatever you have done already.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that is going to take a little while, but those are also going to be logged into like the results on the website, and everyone is going to find out if they have qualified or not. And then yes, we are going to be taking a break until the second round or the second group of the qualifications for the team competition. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you,
you for-
SJ, for co-hosting.
My pleasure.
And yes, we're going to continue at, I'm going to just say when, at 12:30 with the second group. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon. Bye.